All right, we're going to get to that topic pretty soon, but I am going to hit that intro right about now.
Oh, this is CG Ruthless Sports. I will be brutally honest. Ain't nothing but being brutally honest. Coming at you with another video.
All right, what is good, everybody? Well, let's try to get some more people in so we could discuss this topic. But let me give you my 2 cents about this video. You know, I edited like 3 clips of it just to give you guys some thoughts of it. And if you guys want to watch the remaining of that segment, go to Grant Cohn's channel. I put it under the description from the other video. So if you guys want to watch the remaining, that's up to you guys. But let me give you my thoughts of it before we get to this topic. We're going to chime in on this topic. It's kind of interesting, you know, because there's not much to talk about, but let me give you my 2 cents on it right now. As far as like Grant Cohn as a person, you feel like the guy kind of like pulled under the skin of a certain NFL player. He's done it with so many players. He's been known to be criticism with everybody on the 49ers organization. So, of course, he's going to be critical. But from what Javon Kinlaw did was he didn't give a damn what the hell he had to say. He told him like, hey, man, this internet tough guy shit. Says, as soon as I came up to you, you were cold as ice. And then he told him to stop playing with him and all that BS shit. And then he kind of put him under the bus and told him straight up, man, like nobody F's with you. Nobody F's with you. Like he's kind of like putting it out there like nobody rolls with him. So it kind of seems like the way Grant Cohn does his job, people hate the guy. But for whatever reason, the 49er players, they seem to enjoy just not being around him as much, you know, but he does his job. So there's a difference. If you are a well-known, illustrated guy that does his job, most reporters, they have a really tough job. They have to ask the dumb questions. But if you kind of see what happens with Grant Cohn, man, that guy can be a little under people's skin at times. Was it right for Javon Kinlaw to step out of line? Did he have every right to do that? I feel like that's the problem. It's hard for anybody to stand up for something. But what Javon Kinlaw did in perspective, I know there's like half our fan base that don't like Grant Cohn and feel the need that he deserved every bit of the smoke, and I don't disagree. Whatever he kind of said to every other player, at some point there was going to be a fucking player coming at him. And it just wasn't a good idea. So whoever sent the link to Javon Kinlaw to jump into the show, ooh, man, that was get your popcorn ready, man. That shit was entertaining. But was it necessary for what Javon Kinlaw did? I don't think so. I think it was just a little out of context of what he said. Maybe he could have said it more properly, like, yeah, keep my fucking, or just don't even mention my name. Hey, I have to be the one coming over here to tell you what's up and all that stuff. Yeah. Yep. He's always going overboard on players. And though players are human, yep, pretty much facts. But yeah. So anybody else wants to chime in and hop in, be my guest. I'll probably go in for 1 hour, but let's get 20 or 40 more people in the damn comments. Let's get at least 40 people watching, man. Come on. Let's do that. A lot of you content creators, man, I know you guys got more than that. I need to get 40 people watching at once, man. Come on. Don't do me wrong like that. If y'all want to chime in and discuss about this, be my guest. It's under right there. I feel like a lot of it just becomes dramatic And sometimes when you push buttons with players, it does kind of lead to a lot of tension, a lot of problems down the road. So you guys have the opportunity to come into my channel and talk about it. I know most content creators, they'll have you on the wait list. They'll have you wait for hours. This ain't going to be on my channel. You can come on in. I don't give a damn if it's 5 more people or 6 more people. Y'all more than welcome to come into my channel. Just hop on in. I'm not going to be like Grant Cohn. I'm not going to be like other content creators like Rombo that's going to have you wait for hours. Nah, if it's going to be 5 or 4 more people, you guys can jump on in and we can chime in. What's up, Carcast? Y'all could just hop on in if y'all want to, man. I'm not going to be like the other content creators. I'm not going to have you wait for like freaking so long, man. I'm not going to have you wait that long. Unless it's too full, then I might have you wait. But other than that, I'm fair play. So if I can get as many people as I want on the stream, pretty much I can either get about maybe 6 to 8 people in. But I give you guys the opportunity to chime in and you guys can take your turns on it. But anybody's free to come into this debate. You guys want to talk about it? It's probably one of the most viral topics out there. So as far as my 2 cents, like they say, 2 wrongs don't make a right from the perspective. Grant Cohen is professional for what he does, but Javon Kinlaw, he kind of did something that hasn't happened in so many years. I haven't seen stuff like this since Ryan Leaf. Ryan Leaf, if you guys are not too familiar with Ryan Leaf, I was like 8 years old at the time when I heard about this interview. And this guy was getting too personal with the reporter and he threatened him in some perspective. But just be lucky that it didn't happen that way. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, what's up, Arthur and Verdi? Yeah, he kind of went too far. You think so, man? It's kind of like the immaturity, man. But I know a lot of our fan base that hate Grant Cohn. They're going to take sides with Javon Kinlaw, of course. And which I don't blame him, but man, why see some athletes, they have the audacity to step over. But I get it. If a certain reporter pisses the shit out of you, and you have every right to say what you want to say, but then you have one of those internet tough guy persona guy that's all tough on the internet, but won't take the smoke out of them. That's kind of crazy, you know? Oh, we got my guy, the Billy Badass, in the building.
What up, what up, what up?
What up, man? I know you want to chime in on this shit.
Yeah, man. Fuck Grant Cohen. And I've been saying it for fucking years. All you 49er fans, you know, that call yourself real 49er fans, how can you support a writer who is consistently negative about this team? I mean, almost all of his content is negativity. And the way he asks his questions, the way he does his shows, he's poking the bear. I don't know why so many 49er, so-called 49er fans are so surprised for this, because this hasn't been something that's been happening since last year or this offseason or today. This has been going on for a while, where Grant Cohen, he rides the coattails of his daddy. He got in this position where he's from because of his daddy. And fucking, he thinks he has his chip on the shoulder, like he thinks the 49ers owe him something. And to be honest with you, all he's done is poke the bear and poke, you know, from Debo to Kinlaw to Armstead. I mean, to the quarterbacks, to the coaches. The coaches don't even like the guy, man. I mean, every time he asks a question, all you got to do is look at the facial expressions that the 49er players make when he's commenting or trying to ask a question. His approach is wrong. His energy is wrong. And if it was up to me, if I owned the 49ers, he wouldn't be able to step foot around this team because I don't want any negative energy. If you're a writer and there's things going on with the 49ers, things going on with players, you can ask the questions. You could do all that, but it's your approach. It's your tone. He says things sarcastically. He thinks he's witty, and the players just don't have patience for his bullshit. And I 100% have been saying this for over 2 years about Grant Cohen, that this dude is toxic. And all he does is string along these weak-minded fucking 49er fans that don't know shit about football, and they jump on his fucking bandwagon. I am trying to get this hashtag ban Grant Cohen going with the Niner Empire, because we do not need a guy who's going to sit there and if some negative things are going on, are going to poke the bear about it. Ask your question, ask it responsibly and professionally, and you'll get a response, and write that and take it how you want to take it. But don't sit there talking shit, talking slick to these guys who, like Kinlaw, I mean, these guys are over 6 feet, 200, 300 pounds, athletes who bust their ass every day to be in the position that they're in and play for this organization. You know what I mean? For them to be harassed, this isn't something that just happened today. This is something that happens every post game, after every practice. He's in there being a little fucking asshole, and he's been a thorn in these players in the locker room to these coaches ever since he's been there. They do not like him for a reason. And everybody over here thinking for some reason Grant Cohen is in the right, and everybody in the 49ers fucking office and the players and everybody's just wrong. Listen, if you're not here supporting the logo, this team, this franchise, and its players, then get the fuck on. Go be a fucking Raider fan, because over here, what matters is the logo, the team, and what we're doing to move forward and improve. If you're just going to stick around this locker room to nitpick and to bitch and to complain and to send little dish shots towards our players and coaches here and there, eventually they're going to get tired of it. And that's what you're seeing. Kinlaw just had the balls to say, you know what? I don't give a fuck if I'm a pro player. I don't give it. I'm tired of your mouth. I'm tired of seeing you every day talking shit and then trying to be friendly out there with the players like they don't know what's going on. And
He's
now
been speak dissing them too.
Now you're starting to see it. You're seeing players from other teams support him. You're seeing all the players like Armstead and Ayuk fucking supporting him. You're going to see all these players rally around Kinlaw and support him, because at the end of the day, social media and these reporters, I mean, social media has given people such big heads that now these reporters think that they're bigger than the team. Their stories are come first. You know what I mean? Like, he's doing this for views, and he knows it. If you had a personal problem with Kinlaw and he approached you one-on-one and told you how he felt, why do you feel the urge to come onto YouTube and all your platforms and start bashing and acting like a fucking victim, like you didn't do nothing to provoke this, like you haven't done it to numerous other players and coaches? You know what I mean? Don't act surprised, Grant. This is 100% on you and your approach to these players. You lost respect from all these guys. And if it was up to me, you wouldn't be allowed around this team anymore. Go fucking write for the Raiders or some bullshit.
Yeah, it kind of comes to a certain extent. He is a clickbaiter. He does tend to rub people the wrong way. And I've tried to get on the good with this guy, but he's nothing but favoritism. And he does put on some fucking ridiculous, like he's a clickbaiter. He does 20 videos a day, and he does this on the Niner players, and then he kisses up to them. It's like, make up your damn mind. Stick what you do.
Yeah, and like I said, this didn't happen overnight. Everybody's reacting to this like Kinlaw is so unprofessional and blah, blah, blah. Like, yo, there was a lot of shit leading up to this. This guy has been targeting players on the Niners constantly, nonstop for views. He's not writing about the Niners to actually put out good information out there. He's writing for the Niners to poke the bear, get responses like he just did from Kinlaw, and go viral on TMZ. Like I said, before TMZ even got involved, I tagged TMZ and Grant Cohen in the 49ers, and I said, this man does not belong writing for professional sports like his daddy. He belongs writing for TMZ type shit, because that's what he's about. And this social media shit's gotten so out of control that somehow now the opinions of a fucking reporter outweigh the opinions of the players who actually go out there and wear the jerseys.
Oh, shoot. Hey, you there, bro? My bad. Something happened. The reception kind of fell off a little weird. You good, bro?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, my bad. Something
No,
happened,
I'm
dude.
here. I'm fine. I see some yoga shit on the screen
Oh
now.
no,
I
it
don't
popped up weird. I think the media guy, one of the networks screwed up everything a little bit, but I'm not throwing them under the bus like that. It kind of happened. But
And I'm
yeah,
going to
dude.
say this because I'm getting attacked on Twitter for the things I'm saying right here. The same things I'm saying right here. I'm getting attacked on Twitter by Niner fans, Niner Empire fans, because they rather back up Grant Cohen than the players in our locker room. Listen, we are born and raised Niner fans. I'm 42. I was born into this shit. I've been hundreds of games, Candlestick, Levi's, away games, you name it, drafts. I've been there. I do it. I live this shit. I'm a real 49er fan, and I support the guys that wear this logo no matter what. And you can have criticism and you can have discussions about what's wrong or what needs to be improved, but watch how you talk to these guys, yo. Watch how this isn't tennis. This isn't baseball. This is football. This is a man's game. This is a physical game. And you're around guys that train every day and practice every day to be aggressive and to hit people and shit like that. But for some reason, when somebody steps out of line, steps over the boundaries with these players, you expect them to act like professional little fucking doctors and nerds and shit. That's not what these guys did. That's not the cloth that they're cut from. That's not the cloth that I'm cut from. And if you want to dish a bunch of shit about players and they respond to you, he didn't respond to you publicly. He didn't put all this shit out there. He approached you one-on-one. And you folded like a little bitch, Grant Cohen. You
Yeah,
folded like a little bitch. And I give props to Kinlaw for standing up for himself and his brothers in that fucking locker room, bro. Because what Cohen's been doing for years, these players and shit don't need all that. They don't need all. Be professional on your end and they'll be professional. Step out of line. You want to start talking shit and sending jabs, little fucking hidden messages and jabs towards people. Don't be surprised when you get approached. Plain and simple. This is what happens when social media blew up and a bunch of fucking nerds have an opinion about sports. Sports. I doubt Grant has ever done shit on an NFL field, let alone spent time in the weight room. He's a rich little daddy's boy that got his position through connections, and he doesn't belong in this locker room. You want that fuck shit? Take it to Las Vegas with the Raiders, because over here in the Bay, we're gold-blooded. We're faithful. We're the Niner Empire, which means we support the guys wearing that logo, regardless of who it is. And we're not going to sit here and just clown and try to disrespect guys that run for our squad. And if you're that type of fan, go somewhere else. There's 31 other teams in the NFL. You could go jump on the bandwagon. But we don't want guys like that over here. Us real 49er fans, we don't like guys like Grant Cohen. We don't want it. We don't want it. Kick rocks.
it's the negativity that gets on people's nerves, including a majority of our fan base. Like, we just want to represent this right here, and we want to make sure it's the right way. But the way Grant does stuff, the next minute he can be trashing the players, and then the next minute he'll kiss ass. And he got into the business because of his daddy, of course. So you got to say that. But a lot of his stuff, man, he's getting a lot of his kiss up guys at times. You know, at times he'll get some people kissing up to him because he's got the bigger followers. But the thing with Grant Cohen is, man, stay with the same energy. Don't switch up. Don't switch up shit, man. Like, if you're gonna say Javon Kinlaw is who he is, then stick with it. If you're gonna say like a certain player, like he was bashing on Debo Samuel,
Yep.
and that's the only reason why he blocked them.
Yep.
And I think Javon Kinlaw was one of those guys that had to let it all out because he felt like he had to be the guy to say something about it.
Listen, I'm all for writers having their opinion. I'm all for writers asking the tough questions and all that shit. I'm all for it. Just do it professionally. Don't do it with sarcasm. Don't do it as a smartass and giggle and this and that and make videos. Oh, I thought I was going to be able to retire today. You know, praying that one of these players assaults you so you could sue him. Why do we have a writer in the 49ers locker room daily who's sitting here making videos about getting possibly assaulted by a player so he could retire and sue him? a player he covers, a team he covers. He's a shit stain on the Niners. That's what he is, and he doesn't deserve to write for this team at all. At all.
Yeah, a lot of his takes, man. Like you said, all he does is clips 20 damn videos a day, and then he cuts a little of his segments, and then the next minute he'll criticize that guy, and the next minute he'll kiss ass. It's like this guy is a ridiculous guy. Like, I get it, in our community, this is one of the guys that everybody supposedly put on the top of the list. At one point, I wanted to work with this guy, but it seems to me, like you said, this guy has too much favorites, and he doesn't acknowledge realistic Niner fans. He'll look at you differently, and if you don't fit his mold, he won't even fucking acknowledge you. He did it with me a couple occasions. I don't know. I can't.
If you don't fit his mold, he don't fuck with you. But when he don't fit people's mold, he gets offended. He gets offended and goes on these rants and shit, dude. Earth to Grant, you don't fit most people's molds. Facts.
Yeah.
We don't want to hear all the drama and you nitpicking at bullshit. We want to hear about what's going on in the field. What's going on with these fucking new rookies that are in fucking OTAs? That's what I want to know. He's over here clowning on Kinlaw, who got injured and has been spending the time in the locker room, in the weight room, training to get back better than he's ever been. And what does he have to come back to? Grant Cohen talking shit. I mean, what are you trying to do? What is your end goal, Grant? What are you trying to motivate these guys through negative content? I don't understand the end goal here, because all I see is Kinlaw busting his ass to get back on the field. And here we are with Grant trying to talk shit and make sarcastic remarks. Oh, he's the king of the weight room. Come on, man. Are you serious? This dude's putting in work to get back on the field, and you're making sarcasm remarks like he's the king of the weight room. In other words, oh, he doesn't play. He just stays in the weight room. Shut the fuck up. Injuries happen every year to guys. It's just part of the game.
It's all about next man up, and all the injuries do happen. So not all players are like fortunate with all the health reasons. Like, some of them have had accidents happen during seasons, and it's not perfect, but they've always tried to figure out ways to get better medical staffs and all that stuff, which is one of the main issues with the team is our facility. It's been a lot of problems with players getting injured from time to time, but like you said, it's always that every year. So we always got to find the better quality depth, which we did this year. We addressed a lot of depth pieces than we did with majority of the starters. Like, we got we solidify a cornerback, which he's got good shutdown skills. And then you want to go for guys who can step in as backups and play in case injuries happen. So we went special teams. A lot of weakness that we had during the season. Special teams was one of the weakest part of our season that people didn't realize. You know, they can just, and then cornerback, you know, outside of that.
He's got a whole list of other things he could talk about that we have holes and issues with.
Yeah.
I think the Niners did a great job addressing special teams this offseason. They really did. They got some guys that are going to plug those holes and make the special teams be able to execute faster, quicker, and better. I think that team steps up, but at the same time, it's like this guy, brand new. You must be brand new to the empire, bro, because I'm going to tell you like this. I don't follow Grant. I haven't followed him in a long time, but it's hard to avoid somebody when he's going viral for negativity. Yeah. That's all it is. And you guys are saying, oh, something's wrong with this caller. No, nothing's wrong with me. I'm just a die-hard 49ers fan, and I'm sick of everybody having such negative opinions. The 49ers went to the NFC Championship last year. And given we lost, but we fucking beat the fucking Rams 6 times in a row before that. We had nobody, a lot of these Niner fans sticking up for Grant Cohen did not expect the Niners to make the playoffs whatsoever. I was sitting here like, dog, when we get healthy, when these guys get back, we're still in this. We can make a run if we can just get clicking again, everyone on the same page and some health. And that's exactly what fucking happened. And everybody laughed at me when I said that. Everybody laughed at me. Oh, Niners ain't making they're losing games, and Jimmy's hurt again, and Trey this, Trey that, Kinlaw's hurt, all this negativity. And I said, watch. And what happened? They made a run. They went to the playoffs. They got to the NFC Championship. Now, all you Grant stands are kissing 49er ass last postseason. Kissing ass and all the Niners this, the Niners that. You didn't have no faith in this team since the first quarter of the season last year. Let's be real with it. And Grant was sitting there having a blast, pointing out all the negativities, all the injured players, Kyle Shanahan, and all this bullshit for us to make the playoffs and beat Dallas in Dallas. I was at that game, and beat Green Bay in Green Bay. Man, have some pride in this team. You guys act like this team has been sucking and losing forever. You know what I'm saying? We've been knocking on the door. We've been there. We're going to get there. But all you bitches that feast on negativity instead of looking at the positives and what we could build off this year, I don't want no parts of y'all. I'm a Niner fan. I'm not a Niner hater. And some of y'all's opinions are coming from people who's never even played the fucking game. And if you think I'm a bad caller or a YouTube guy or a 49er fan, you need to look in the mirror and ask yourself, what kind of Niner fan are you? To where you're bashing these guys when they're putting it all on the line, their health and everything, every game, day in, day out. And you guys are running to some dweeb behind a desk that's got an opinion too big for his fucking own good. You kidding me?
Well, like you said, man, you're keeping it 100, and I can give a damn what people think of my callers, bro. You're the real G, bro. You speak how you want to speak, man. You a legend in the fucking trash talk level, bro. You put people in the motherfucking place. So
well, that's what I don't care about. These guys don't know me. I'm not a
they don't know you.
Media guy, but I've been around. I've had my YouTube channel. I talk about football during the season and the games. I go to games. I go to away games and Niner takeovers. I don't sit behind a desk talking about this shit. I'm involved. I was just at the draft talking to old boy from 49ers.com on Fremont Street. Y'all might not know me. He knew me. He approached me and said, hey, man, I love your live videos. And I talked with him for 30 minutes on Fremont Street out of the blue, bro. The people that know. They know where my opinion's coming from. And my loyalty lays with the San Francisco 49ers. And like I said, I don't care if things are going on with the team and you have questions, I have questions. I get mad too and want to ask players certain things. But there is a way to approach it, and there is a professionalism that you need to have to be at those conferences and those podiums asking questions. You need to be respectful to these guys. You can't just be talking shit and dropping whatever content you want and think that you're going to see these guys every day and they're not going to come holler at you. Because like I said, this isn't tennis. This isn't golf. This is fucking football. So we either get with the program and understand the culture of this game and the culture of the people playing this game, or get the fuck out. Because we don't want this drama no more, man. I want to talk X's and O's. I want to talk football.
Hell yeah.
I want to talk the 49ers coming back with Trey Lance and making a Super Bowl run this year. This dude, all he wants to talk about is negativity and how we're never going to do this and never going to do that. Fuck off.
For real, man. That's what we should do. Be more optimistic about it. Like, I feel like a lot of the naysayers are talking about Trey Lance, but nobody doesn't know what to expect out of this kid. And the jury's still on Jimmy if he's still going to be here. But either way, it's a win-win, because even if he does stay, we have the best step at quarterback. So a lot of teams don't benefit that shit. Like, you can see if the Rams had the injury with Stafford, they're done.
They're fucked.
Who's going to step in?
They're fucked. We are not in a bad situation. A lot of these Grant Cohen stands are coming here and think the sky's fucking falling. We have one of the best rosters in the fucking NFL on both sides of the ball. We have a quarterback issue that's not bad. I mean, guys are mad about money and all this shit. Let the guys in the front office handle that. Depot's going to get his money. Stop fucking jumping off of a cliff. Jimmy's going to get traded or released. Or if he stays on the team all well, now we got two starters that are capable of winning. So what is the problem, guys? 49 fans.
Yeah, we got another caller in the building, man. What's good, man?
Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, I'm in agreement and disagreements with some of the stuff, so I just figured I'll come in and be, a little separate opinion. More on what you were saying, just on the Jimmy G thing. I mean, I get what you're saying about it's not a bad QB situation, but I personally would much rather, or wouldn't y'all much rather have him off the team, get a good draft pick, maybe got a new guy, and then just we have Trey, or would you rather have what we got now?
I rather than trade him. That way, fans team and gets comfortable and know that role is, and he's not. That way, the kid can grow. That's what I want. But work from the work. If we do end up with Jimmy on a roster this season, up Trey gets hurt or whatever, it's not the end of the world the way people are on and on about it. I mean, there's so many other subjects we can touch on going on with the team than the obvious drama.
At the QB position, yeah. I think it was a bad look, the whole with the surgery and all that stuff. It put a bad look in there. But
it was a sabotage move right there because he could have at least waited, but instead he knew that there was no point. Now you look at two quarterbacks who could definitely be starters. Like you got Baker Mayfield who's stuck in Cleveland, then you got Jimmy G stuck with us, man. That's a joke, man. Like who are the other quarterbacks better, man? Like Seattle. If we cut Jimmy, you can imagine Seattle's gonna freaking take Jimmy off of us, bro. I hate to say it if we do that.
Brand new down here in the complex, you're saying Raiders.
He's a Rams fan.
I'm a fucking Raiders fan, bro. I'm a fucking Raiders fan.
It's an OG Niner fan right here, bro. This guy does trash talk, bro. This guy's legit.
You understand? Listen, I'm born and raised Stockton, California. And now I live in Austin, Texas. And all I do is rep the Niners almost every day. I'm wearing San Francisco something on enemy territory. Don't tell me about being a Niner fan because I live in enemy territory.
Oh my goodness.
And you go to the Cowboy games when the Niners play there too. So you've been to a lot of games, and I
go to Houston, Dallas, Arizona, the draft, everywhere. Like I go to all this shit. How dare you sit there and tell me I'm a Raiders fan when I'm telling Grant Owen to pack it and go right to the Raiders.
Okay, now
hey, so Billy, would you even take a chance to go on his show and put him in his freaking place, or you wouldn't do that?
He won't let me up. Me and Grant have gone back and forth at each other for a while. He knows I don't like him. I've been saying this for a couple years now about the guy. And he rides daddy's coattail. That's all he is.
He's scared too you look at he's trying to get on board with the new media generation, which is you guys trying to be. It's he knows it's coming, and he's the old school, so that's why he tried to do the YouTube. He's still trying to, but he's got no interaction with the players. None of the players like him, and really, what's going to catch is if someone like you or CG, if you guys can get inside with some players, like whether that's somehow through their socials or someone, and start getting inside scoops from. That's the real gonna be where you guys really blow up, because then y'all gonna have the direct access. Y'all gonna show him respect, like you're saying. Where Grant Cohn, no one respects this man. No one's gonna actually talk to him. He's just there at practice, looking what he looks at, and then analyzes. He ain't even talking to the coaches.
And that should tell people, all these people supporting Grant. It's like there's a reason why all the players and the coaches, including Kyle, don't like this guy. I don't know how much proof you need.
Maybe he kind of got the Trump strategy. Hey, I'm just going to be a jerk, and people, I'm going to get the views, I'm going to get the likes, and he's getting the subs, so.
He's bait click.
Big deal.
He's clickbait. He's clickbait. That's all Grant is clickbait.
One of you guys' speakers is messed up. You guys got a speaker issue. Making a squeak sound. I don't know if it's your guys' speaker.
It might be
not mine.
Well, peace out, guys.
Nice talking, man.
Yeah, I'm open with any other fans, man. Everybody has a right to speak how they want, man. Hey, you came at a good time, and I was probably going to get you on maybe next week. But, dude,
listen, I love the Niners. I was born and raised with this team. I love the Niner Empire and all my Niner fam. I go to these games, I go to away games, and I meet a ton of people that have followed me. Like I said, I've been on camera for 9 years. They know how I get down. I meet players, I meet people, other fans. They all show love. I show love. It's one big family in the Niner Empire. For some reason on social media, it doesn't transition. It doesn't translate to social media. Social media is just full of Niner fans that want to bitch, groan, and complain. Do you know how many other teams in the NFL would love to be in our position as a franchise. You know how many teams out there would love to have the problems we have, and yet some of these Niner fans are crying like little bitches. Crying. Stop it. We have a good franchise with a lot of history and a bright future, a lot of young players, a young roster with some excellent draft picks. You guys need to count your blessings and be thankful that we're Niner fans and not Buffalo Bills fans or Jaguar fucking Cowboy fans. Look at the Cowboys. They have 5 rings like us. The only difference is they haven't been competing for shit. The Niners have been in the talks, have been in the conversations of Super Bowls, of winning Super Bowls now. These other guys aren't. And yet here's our fan base looking like a bunch of spoiled bitches on social media. Grow a pair of balls and support this team, win, lose, or draw, or get the fuck out. Straight up.
Facts. Hey, Melissa, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
What's up, Melissa?
I just wanted to say that I think it's ridiculous that anyone who's had an association with Grant in the past, like the people who've come on his show and then got a platform from him, are getting attacked for what he does. It's just, it's been happening for a really long time, and it really pisses me off because these are really good people. They work hard. They bring content to everybody on Twitter, and every time Grant goes over the line, they get attacked for what he does.
Facts.
And it really disgusts me. I said it in the group message. I don't know if anyone saw it, but I had an issue with Javon using the N-word, but apart from that, like, this isn't new. This has been a long-standing issue with Grant Cohen. He's attacked Brandon Ayuk constantly before he got Kyle Shanahan on his side last year. He attacked Arik Armstead. He attacked Jimmy Ward. He's attacked Jaquaski Tart. He's not used football as a premise to attack these people, like deeply attack these people. He has no qualms about being an instigator. He even states that he's not a fan of the team, that he was never a fan of this team, that he purposely likes to stir the pot, that he would go and leave practice and start filming in the driveway of the Niners to attack what he saw. He has the privilege to do what anybody that covers his team or is a fan of this team would die for. And I'm not saying what he did was correct or how he went about it, but this has been boiling up for a long time. And now you have Tabor Pepper and you have Jaquaski Tart and Brandon Ayuk and other people who have been victimized by Grant Cohen coming in defending him. And it's really pathetic that if you're a Grant supporter, if you're not a Grant supporter, if you just want to blame all Grant supporters for helping Grant have the power that he has, whatever your stance is, just stop shoveling it just to throw more hate. It's like this fan base waits every time there's a new issue going on to just come out and attack people with baseless hate for some reason that it's so pathetic. And it really does make you just feel shame that they call themselves faithful. Like me and my friend Denise, it was so bad last year that we actually started calling them the hateful, because that's exactly what they are. They just come out, they wait for any new story, any new storyline, any new anything just to attack people for no nonsense.
Yep.
And it's worse for female fans because, you know what, if we support someone, we must be in love with them or something. It's just like, it's so pathetic that it's gotten this bad. And like, I really have an issue with anyone using derogatory words. So that when the N-word slipped, I was like, you know what, I kind of understand why people got upset with Javon. But at the same time, this is not a new issue. This wasn't unprovoked. So everyone just needs to take a chill pill and just like stop using whatever stance or high horse you're on. And if you have an issue with the one person, have that issue, but don't use it as just an excuse to be a freaking bully.
Right.
There's enough crap going on in this world. We don't need bullies anymore.
And there's so much positivity that you could talk about with the 49ers. That's the thing. I don't get it. I don't get
It,
it.
it's like, okay, we had a slander Trey Lance, we had a slander uh
Jimmy.
Jimmy, we had a slander this, we had a slander that, and then it just has to go into this, and then next week it'll be some other player that gets the hate. It's just like we all have our favorites. We all have people who we disagree with. We all have the people who we don't root for or we wish we gone, and we all have our qualms. But it's just I wanted to come on because it's really pathetic at this point.
Yeah.
But,
And there's even the Niner fans on Twitter are a joke. Not all of them, but a lot of them. I mean, you try to state your opinion, they don't want to let you in because you're over here. They know you're going to say something against Grant. They're Grant saviors. I don't understand.
it's also like when George Kittle like that one post last year. Like, how long did we all have to sit through like a month and a half of George getting hate on his birthday and this and that because he liked one damn post? Like,
Right.
I can understand you don't have to like things. You could be a better fan than I. You can understand football better than I. I just don't understand the mentality of certain people that just want to be angry no matter what it is, and it feels like they're bandwagon fans in the sense that they just jump at the newest drama to jump on.
Yeah. And I mean, these guys think that a ring's going to fix everything. If we won a Super Bowl ring last year, if we would have won the Super Bowl, I guarantee you Grant is still talking the same shit he's talking today, especially about Greenlaw, because he was injured. And injuries happen in this game. Other than this situation here, Kinlaw hasn't been a problem. He got injured, but he's usually a quiet guy, keeps to himself. He puts his head down and works. And this isn't just a normal character out of Kinlaw. This is Kinlaw responding to a guy who's been like a thorn in the 49ers player's ass. And they see Grant and deal with him on a daily basis and see him around way more than we do. So understand that a lot of us that have been frustrated with Grant for a couple years now, these 49er players that have been in that locker room are really frustrated with him because they're dealing with him on a daily basis in person. So it was only a matter of time for one of these guys to have enough and walk up to him and approach him. He didn't assault him. People crying about him knocking off his hat. Whoop-de-doo, dude. Stop being a bunch of pussies. This is football. This is a man's sport. And when you have some negative shit to say and a player approaches you, don't clam up. Don't clam up and act scared and become a victim and then start making videos about, I thought I was going to be able to sue him and retire and nah. It looks like you're trying to use this to make money off of the 49ers. You're supposed to write for the 49ers so we get info as fans on the inside of what's going on, not for you to reap the benefits personally. And he made it a personal thing with himself and these players. And he deserves all the negativity he gets from the 49er organization moving forward.
Holy crap. This guy's all talk right here. He's getting on you. What the? Hey, I mean, I don't know. Billy ain't the kind of guy you want to slap a hat off, man. I don't know.
You could try, but what I'm going to say is a lot of these guys talking shit ain't Niner fans. Like that brand new dude, he ain't a Niner fan. You could tell.
He's a Rams.
Yeah, he's just a troll in here. He probably likes some other team. Go fuck yourself.
No, I mean, Brand New's been around a while on my channel here and there, but he's kind of like been like those Rams fan that has a little respect for what I do, but then he kind of likes a little bit of Grant also. So
yeah, Rams fans were all quiet as fuck until they won last year. You beat the Niners once out of the last 7 games. Hang your hat on that, you bitch.
See, well said, man. Well said. Well, anybody's more than welcome to hop into the link. I'll put it again. I'll send the invite again, but I don't know what happened, man. Usually the reception doesn't happen around my place, but it was kind of strange. And then the network is kind of like, I don't know. But I got to give a huge shout out to the BGN Sports Media for the platform because I get into the StreamYard with theirs and it's pretty solid, but sometimes it depends on the schedule. But I got all free access scheduled for 2 hours, so I'm good, man. We can keep it chiming in and you guys can talk, man. But I'll tell you what, man, if y'all want some legit Niners content, man, my boy Billy Badass will tell you like it is. You need to check out his classic videos, man. This guy is a true Niners fan from Stockton, but lives in Texas. This guy will put you in your fucking place. He even put me in my fucking place at times.
And it's not about that with me. I just rep my Niners to the fullest. I love my team. I support my team. Yeah, we talk about the bullshit going on, but in no way, shape, or form are we ever trying to be negative to a point where we're putting down our team and all that stuff, bro. I'm just a different breed of 49er fan. Like I said, I was born into being a 49er fan, and ain't nobody ever going to change my mind.
Facts, man. That's for real. We got this youngster Cardcast. What's up, man?
What's up, CG? What's up,
Not,
everyone?
not much, man. How's it going?
It's going good. How are you doing?
Yeah, doing good, man. This is like probably one of the most interesting topics that everybody wants to discuss about, and
Yeah.
I do like Billy's take. I mean, he's giving some people facts whether they like it or not, and then Melissa's got some good solid points, and let's see if we can get more people in. I'm not going to be like Grant Cole and the other guys. I'll let y'all in as long as you guys stick with the topic, man. But I guess Raphael wants to pop in. What's up, Raphael?
Dude, that oh
Be
my god.
short and well too simple about it. So I'm gonna be so short and simple because right now I had to back to war right there. So I think they had to go to improve the defense and of course the offline that get it for the
Grant
the San
being a
Francisco.
journalist himself, I think he handled it pretty well. Like Javon Kinlaw, he was going off at him, right? But, a journalist's job is to obviously critique players, and that's their job, right? That's Grant Cohn's job, but he didn't really fight back. Javon Kinlaw wasn't really trying to harm him or anything. He was like, I have
He
other
was just speaking
priorities now.
truth on him. He was just going towards them about it. Like he's letting them know, like, hey, nobody rolls with you. That's why nobody bothers with them. So it's like
I mean,
you
that's his
get the
job.
clue.
I feel like Grant stuck with it. He took it like a champ. He didn't back down, like you said, Billy. Like, he didn't become the victim. I thought Grant stuck with it and really didn't back down, making himself the targeted person in that situation.
Well, everybody has a different opinion about it. Yeah.
I
But
might
I
have to
think
watch
that
it again. I watched like a few seconds, but like from what I've seen, I feel like Grant took it well.
here's what started off the negativity with these players, bro. Like Kinlaw wasn't just the one standing up for it. He just got enough complaints from the football player of his team in general, a lot of stuff going on. And then when you're kind of like clickbaiting stuff and then you're switching gears and then you're kissing up, dude, that's where players have a problem with it. Like they want you to stay with the same energy is what they want.
And why are
Most
people
players.
saying he harassed Grant Cohn? Like the threatening part and stuff like that? That's what I don't understand.
Well, according to what I heard, Grant Cohn went into the football field, and I guess Kinlaw went towards him, confront him face to face, and then I guess he walked out I guess for what I was told. And then Kinlaw called him out and said, "The moment you saw me, you were cold as ice," or something like that.
Oh, got it.
The video again.
Yeah, most
But
people may disagree about it, but yeah, there's different actions of it, but. Was it like necessary for what he did? I applaud for him for standing up with the big balls. But for some people, I don't think it's going to affect Kinlaw's career. I think it's going to fire him up now since Grant Cohn rattled the dude. So I think he's going to have a breakout year.
Affect Kinlaw one fucking bit. Not one fucking bit. Are you kidding me? He didn't assault him. He didn't beat him up. He walked up to him and called him a bitch. And that's what he is. He's a bitch. I mean, it is what it is. Check your approach. You want players to have professionalism? Well, then be a professional yourself.
yeah, well,
Yeah, we're just chiming on this Niners stuff, Raphael. This is more like Niners related, but
yeah. But I just wanted to say hello to everybody else in the panel and the chat right here because, well, I'm about to work right now, and well, CJ, I hope you're doing good, and well, just keep you doing working with the San Francisco Niners, doing well, do your thing, and I love you. I appreciate all the content right here, and of course, I just wanted to tell you to everybody else, I hope they're gonna bring some tissues January 1st because Raiders are gonna have well Raiders against Niners are gonna be epic and well I just wanted to tell you that I'm CJ, love you buddy and well I just checked your DM and well about tomorrow. So I just wanted to say, well, tomorrow I'm gonna have to interview with CJ Ruthless about my first episode of Face to Face. So I hope to see
2
you there.
p.m.
So
Yeah,
have a
yeah,
good one.
2:30.
Okay.
All right, 2:30. I'll be at his show, so I'll definitely
All
share
right.
the
All
link.
right. All right.
Got you, man.
And all right. So and Billy, one more thing. I hope you're doing okay. But I'll bring some tissues of the game between Raiders versus Niners on January 1st. So I hope I
Nice. For
yes,
sure,
but
bro.
I hope you bring some tissues because I hope you're gonna cry on that one. All right, so don't worry about it.
Well,
Hey,
I will be at the Niners Cardinals game in Mexico City, and I will be at the Niners Raiders game in Vegas.
What's up,
So I hope to see a lot of you guys out there.
Go
okay.
ahead, man. Go
For the
ahead.
other people, okay, for my mods, do not time out nobody, man. That ain't cool. Let
Yeah,
them freaking comment the shit, man.
yeah. Just sit back and chill.
Let them come in. That helps my algorithm, dude. So you gotta let them comment my shit.
Yeah,
Let
I'm not
them
blocking
disagree with me.
nobody, guys. Even if they're hating, just let them write. Ain't no
Let
hurt.
them.
Yeah, and just
I'm
remember,
gonna get out of here myself, CG. I got some work to do, but before I leave, I just want to tell all the 49er fans, listen, all this negativity going around, don't get caught up in the hype. We have a good team to root for this year with a bright future, and we have a lot more positives than negatives on this team coming up this new season. So get excited, get ready for some good 49er football, and stop falling into all this bullshit people like Grant put out there, because we're in a lot better situation than most of these teams are in the NFL. So with that said, go Niners. Much love to all the real
And go
Niner fans.
Billy.
just want to say,
You
hey, Billy,
guys,
just want to say,
sub up
mad
CG,
respect,
my
bro.
boy. Thank you for the platform of allowing me to come up here and voice my opinion. Unlike a lot of these guys on
Nah,
Twitter, they
you
want
did
to
a good
block
job,
me and
man.
shit. But much love to the Niner Empire, man. You guys
Uh,
keep your head up and go 49ers.
hey,
For
as a
sure, man.
MVP here,
Go
you did a
check
good
out Billy Badass. If you guys want to check out some other Niners content, even though he's mostly a trash talker, go check out Billy. So
yeah,
good dude.
yeah. Nah, I agree, CG. I was sitting back here chilling, just watching the show. You know me, you know how I am, OG.
Hey, what's up, John Jay? I just seen you come by, bro. It's crazy, bro. I'm getting crazy loads of comments right now, dude. It was already
Yeah.
like at 25, then now
I
it's
mean, they're
down to
not coming
18.
after you. They're
What's up,
coming
dude?
after that
What's up,
guy
everybody?
on the.
What's
They're
up,
coming
man?
after that
What's up?
Bill guy. Oh yeah, what's up, John J?
Yeah, like
What up, guys?
my stream, CG, my stream hit 51 people.
Oh shit, bro. It's because everybody's talking about this. This is viral,
Can I
bro.
say something here, CG?
Yeah, for
Can I
sure,
say
man. I'll let
something?
you in.
Hey man,
Anyway,
first off, look, man, I know, they're not coming after you. No, I'll say this first. They're not coming after you. They're coming after Billy. Just want to put that out there. So
Billy is good for business, bro. He
yeah.
helps my
So now
audience
I
too
can
with
say something
his
right
approach. But he's real, bro. He's keeping it 100 with
Yeah.
everybody.
Look,
That's why I
man.
want him
For
on
the
my show.
people, look, man. For the people, and look, I'm saying this as a no bias guy right here, because look, when I do my Steelers talk, as CG watched my video and watches my thing. Look, for the people out there that's watching Grant Con, look, he's not. I'm gonna say this for Billy on behalf of Billy, okay? He's not asking y'all to leave him and leave him hanging, or hey, unsuffer, man, don't even watch him anymore. No, 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 no. You can watch him all day you want. He can be your homie all night long. What he's asking y'all not to do is don't kiss ass to him on every level he does. Because to me, like what I seen him do was kind of unprofessional, CG. I have to be honest over here, bro.
Yeah, for
Like
real.
you're gonna be, and that's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is don't be kissing ass, and let's be fair across the boards. We need to be fair across the boards over here. Hate it or love it, we have to be fair across the boards. As y'all can watch my video, you can prove it of what I'm saying. I mean, as a media, like as a professional guy who works around here, as you can see my building from where I'm at, you gotta be professional, man. You gotta be professional. You gotta be fair across the
Mhm.
board. All I'm saying right here, guys. I don't know about y'all, but that's my take. CG. I don't blame for what Kinlaw did, even though he went kind of far. I could put there, but it was about time. Where as an OG, you gotta sit back and say to yourself, bro, is enough enough? Where somebody like who's talking behind your back, and who's doing this and that. At that point, you just gotta snap back at them and back your homies up. You know what I'm saying? Not your homies, but your teammates, partners. You gotta stand up and say something. That's exactly what Kinlaw did. You know what? I have to give props to him, kind of. I have to give him credit. So that's just my take on it, guys.
So yeah, all right, man. So let's see what John Jay's got to say. I know he wanted to say something.
Yeah,
What's up, everybody?
What's up?
What's up, John Jay? Just got in.
What's up? What's up, everybody? Dude, everybody was going at Billy on the fucking comments, bro.
For me, let's put this in a record. Grant Cohen is not everybody's cup of tea. I'm not saying
exactly.
I'm not saying that he's perfect. I'm not saying he's great. But at the same time, at least he knows what the hell he's talking about. And sometimes he does wrong to people the wrong way. So we should understand that. And Kinlaw, I think he's way younger than me. I think he's like 23, 22, 23.
He's near my age, so yeah. He's very young.
He still has to learn to understand the toughness, and Grant Cohen will always do this. And one person who, and I was just joking around just like 5 minutes ago, is Jimmy Garoppolo. Garoppolo, he could have done this, but Garoppolo ain't gonna do that. And Garoppolo gets a lot of shit from us Niner fans, and Garoppolo just, you know what? Who cares if I suck? But it shows you the difference. So Kinlaw, I know he was just defending himself, but the way he came at it, oh man, yeah, that was not the right thing to do. But I feel with Kinlaw, he was defending himself, but he took it the wrong approach. Very simple.
Yeah. Hey, guess who's here, guys? Your favorite guy, John Jay.
What up, guys?
What's up?
What's up, guys?
Hey, John Jay. There could have been more subtle,
What's up, Eddie?
Yeah, you're right to an extent.
Oh, what's up, Arthur?
Yeah. I seen you, bro. I was just, addressing my take and all that.
Oh, no, you good.
If I was Javon Kinlaw being interviewed by Grant Cohen, I would have took a couple of, subtle, not go screaming out loud in front of him.
Well, you're from New York, man, so you guys are ruthless out there.
Well, isn't Grant Dad's from New York? Because that kind of brings what Grant does.
Yeah, no, but here's the thing. I can keep my composure in interviews.
No, we're not. But Grant's dad is from New York, from what I was told.
I'm from New York myself, but yeah, I can keep my composure in interviews.
I can give you one example, bro.
But aren't they ruthless, right? They get ruthless to the players.
To an extent, I'm just a break for
I can give you one example.
See, I've been told by one New Yorker that out there, if you can't take the smoke,
let me know if you want to hear it, CG.
What's going on, man?
What's up, CG?
What's up, bro? What's going on?
See, I could give you one example on what a Grant Con guy looks like. And again, no biases. If you watch my videos, and I could tell this to CG straight up, if you watch one person in my conversation, right, every time I talk about this whole Trubisky situation, right, see, I'm being fair. I'm not going to make it seem like he's a bum. Like, you guys, I'm giving you guys an example of what a Grant Con is like. I can show you, go to my video where it says they hired Omar Khan as a student. And then you'll see that one person in my comment section that every move they make, guess what they do? They start bitching about it in my comment section and act like hypocrites. See, they would say that Grant Cohen is this, but then you'll look at those people, they would act the same way as he does. CG, he knows who I'm talking to. I don't have to say it.
Oh yeah, the one of the guys complained about the promoting because they don't know about him.
Yeah, the Trubisky situation, they're like, "Hey, we're gonna go 6-11 or 5-12 with him." It's like, bro, shut the fuck up.
I'm assuming the media spoon-fed them that narrative.
Across the boards. Like, you gotta watch the highlights first before you start criticizing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's all spoon-fed by the media because people are too lazy to do their own research and take on stuff. So yeah. The majority of casuals.
Grant Cohen has had this coming, guys, right?
That's every fan base.
Like 2 seasons ago, right, he labelled Armstead a bum, right, and he was calling Mike McGlinchey Mike McFloppy, right? What does he expect the players to be like when he's labeling the players names like
that is, that's where he's in the wrong game.
No respect.
I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, exactly.
You're
getting a professional athlete.
That's true. That's true.
You're getting a professional athlete in the league.
But the thing is, was it right of Kinlaw to go there, bro? Like I think there's a right and wrong with what the approach was, and I'll applaud Kinlaw for that. But was it kind of necessary to go over the
both
board?
are in the wrong.
Well,
to an extent, both of them are in the wrong.
Well,
yeah, both of them in the wrong. Yeah.
Grant Cohen
dropped
dropped the link, and then Kinlaw clicked it. Like Grant Cohen said, you know what? Maybe this is a fake Kinlaw. I'm not going to drop the link, and then he should have just done this show. He dropped it. Kinlaw clicked on it, and
from Kinlaw's perspective, he shouldn't have clicked on it if he was going to come onto the stream with that type of energy.
So it's just sad.
I want to know what the fuck was he eating? What was he eating? Squirrel?
I have no idea.
He was eating, bro. He didn't give a damn, bro. You know that one dude from Friday, the dad. John Witherspoon's character where he eats is
R.I.P. Witherspoon. R.I.P.
Was it chewing tobacco? Was it chewing tobacco?
If it was chewing tobacco, damn.
It reminds me from Mr. Jones on Friday where he would eat and talk his shit.
Yeah, Friday.
Yeah.
You got
yeah. What's up, John Hay?
What's up?
What's up, Eddie?
What's up, Eddie?
Yeah, Eddie's in the building.
What's up, Crazy Juice?
Let's not forget what he
What up,
also
Crazy
said
Juice,
about my
too?
quarterback, bro. About Grant Con. Yeah, Grant Con related, bro. You remember what he said about Big Ben, right? Where he said, hey man, Big Ben coming to the San Francisco 49ers will be a bad idea because of the whole case, blah blah blah. Right there, bro. I wish I would have been like Kinlaw and got in there and said shit on his ass.
You should go on his show then. He lets any fans go on.
Hey, CG, hold on. I'm so sorry.
You'll be lucky that motherfucker not letting me in.
Hey, CG.
What's going on, bro?
So everyone knows this story. I think you know, but I'm going to tell it. But the Beast Rider, he says he's a small dude. He says he's 5'5".
Yeah.
But the dude's muscular. Oh, wow. And Eric Armstead, I think, is like 6'7", huge. And Eric Armstead got into it with the Beast Rider. These are what these beat writers do. They push the envelope. They push the envelope, and they see what they can do. Grant will push the envelope and will continue to push that envelope. That's the difference.
The worst thing Kinlaw could have done was clicking that link. As soon as he clicked that link, he lost.
It was a wrap.
It was a
wrap. It was a wrap. Yeah, it was over. It was over.
I mean, I applaud him for being strong. I applaud him for standing out. But dude, that can get you. Like, if that was me doing that to my boss, bro. If that was me to do that to my boss, bro, I'd get fired for that shit.
Hey, anybody would get fired.
But I'm not disagreeing with Billy is saying. Billy is kind of spot on with what he's saying. So realistically, we get tired of the naysayers, but I get it. Grant Cohen is a clickbaiter. He posts 20 videos a day, cuts up the segments, and then stirs up the pot a little bit, which I get it. That's part of your job, but man, dude.
Guys, hang on. Did you all see the video, right, when he was bragging about becoming a multi-millionaire if Javon Kinlaw put his hands on him? If Javon Kinlaw put his hands on him, I was going to retire. This is it. I'm out for life now. I'm
you going to retire?
What a fucking wanker. What a fucking wanker.
So he was going to sue him, right? So he was going to sue him, right?
Did you see Debo's story on this situation?
Have you seen Armstead's story?
No, I saw Debo's story replying to him. He's like, nah, man, Grant Cohen be doing for real. I had to block him for some reason. That's what he said on his story.
And then I heard Jimmy Ward said that he wants to address him. He wants to address him too, Jimmy Ward.
Man,
I saw Debo's story.
It's like, man, what's next? The whole team's going to go after Grant Cohen?
Dude, I heard Eric Armstead. Eric Armstead doesn't want nothing to do with him.
Yeah, none of them want anything to do with him.
Nobody like Grant Cohen.
The player has been on his show is Jimmy Ward. That's it.
Jimmy Ward's cool with it because he can take it, but Eric Armstead says that if he ever sees Grant Cohen in the building, he'll kick his ass.
I know because Jimmy Ward.
That's what Eric Armstead said. I don't know. That's just what I heard.
Like, this is a perspective, from me. This is just a perspective, but if you come from where I come from, you have thick skin. Jimmy Ward
is my hero.
But not everyone has thick skin. Some people are a little bit sensitive. It's okay. I'm not trying to be mean to sensitive people, but some people are a little bit sensitive. We should understand that. Maybe Kinlaw.
Oh, what up, Roberto?
Maybe just a little bit.
But I heard Armstead would kick his ass if he sees him around.
If Grant turns up on his show with a black eye, I'm gonna laugh. I will laugh.
No, Eric Armstead says if he ever gets near him or something, he'll want to punch him.
put him in a fucking headlock.
Just think of
No, that's what Eric
going
Armstead put
bigger.
out there. I
That's
don't
all
know
you-
if that's
you
true.
basically-
Eric Armstead hates Grant Cohen. He calls Grant Cohen a P. Like,
And you thought Aaron Donald was
He said he
bad.
would
This
punch him,
motherfucker's
bro.
way bigger.
Eric Armstead said he would straight up kick his ass. I don't know what he did to him. I don't know what he did to the guy. I don't know what he did.
If Kinlaw's a 6'7" dude.
Hey, funny line. Funny line. Your body temperature is cold as a fucking ice.
Dude, that's where you got to give credit where it's due. But man, dude, that was some serious shit, bro. That's some.
Did you notice as the interview went on, the whiter and whiter Grant got? By the end of the interview, he was like Casper the fucking ghost.
I'm surprised he didn't turn purple into a fucking tomato. No, he didn't turn into a tomato.
You could see his
I
chocolate
heard,
starfish.
hey, word on the street, man. I heard word on the street that Grant Cohen fucking peed himself. I heard word on the street that he fucking pissed himself when Kinlaw came close to him.
That's bull. That's not true.
Hey, well, dude, why did he stay away from him? He saw him and walked away.
Now that we got all these
CG
Niner
says
fans
it's
here,
true, it's
I just want to say
fucking
the Rams
true.
on
CG
you.
says it's true.
Well, me and Arthur are different fans. You...
No, I'm just saying word on the street, man. I just heard word on the street that Grant must have peed himself when he saw Kinlaw coming up close to him.
CG. Stop.
Hey, I'm Greg. I'm stirring the pot like he does. Grant stirs the pot. Okay, I'm stirring the pot too. Did Grant pee himself? Come on, man.
No, he put himself in a fetal position.
You have to write that on Twitter. That's how you stir the pot. Eat your words.
Yeah. No, he went to a local
funny,
bathroom, put himself in a fetal position, and hope he passed him.
Nah, but I got nothing against what everybody does, man. But I just think it's crazy. It's like Jerry Springer's, bro. I was watching Jerry Springer's when Kinlaw did that shit.
Hey, so CG, hold on there. Not all right here's Niner fans. Come on now. Look at my logo. Look at his logo. So,
I'm a Giants fan, but okay.
I'm a Juice fan. I am.
You like Hockett too? The goat Hockett was on my show.
Oh yeah, Josh the Rocket Hockett.
I got him on my show too.
Speaking of champions, let's go Warriors.
Ah, good lord.
You know, the Mavericks who lost that one game just to let him chase center.
Yeah. Like, KJ has got a good point here, right?
Don
The worst thing
Chapman,
we
why
can
is
do
your
here-
damn Mavericks letting me down, man? Damn you.
Chapman, oh wow.
Hey, but
We own Levi South.
if it was between if it was between the Warriors and Celtics, man, I would hate to pick you guys, but I would have to because I hate the Celtics more.
You must become a
Me too.
I hate the Celtics, bro. They're fucking trash.
I don't care. Whoever wins, wins.
Join the Empire, CG. Enjoy the Warriors.
Yeah, screw the Warriors. I'm a Lakers for life.
But that's all right. Keep this when we get Donovan Mitchell's done this.
Hey, CG, Miami
What's
will
up?
take care of it, brother. Miami will take care of it, bro.
For real.
Oh no,
Yeah,
better
you
yet,
guys-
when Curry goes to the Warriors, and some certain individuals will get pressed over it.
Dude, so dude, I uploaded a couple of those Grant clips, bro, and they're fucking viral as fuck, bro. Straight up.
Well, yes, but John G put on his street Grant Cohen versus Javon Kinlaw, and he had like
Well,
40
under the YouTube rules, bro, as long as I clip the videos, they can't use that against me for reuse content no more. So I have to delete a lot of the other ones I got rid of, and then I got to reapply in the 19.
Yeah, hey, CG, I told you this.
I mean, I'm
last
glad
year.
you sent me those
Copyright
videos.
stuff is not good for your channel.
So yeah, as long as I clip the videos and just use it under my videos, that's different, huh?
Yeah. As long as it's your videos, or like I said,
Make sure to trademark it, by the way. If you have your own exclusive videos.
You have to edit them too. You have to edit them to make it different.
And also, CG, my advice: if I'm you in the future, start getting a trademark so you can put like on a video. So you can spot a trademark. Yeah, a trademark.
Yeah, a
of your logo or
watermark. A
something.
watermark, yeah.
Yeah, trademarking. Yeah, watermarking.
Well, technically, those Rombo videos were based by recorded, so they're technically not stolen.
Yeah,
so I can keep
make
those.
sure, no, but for your videos in the future.
Yeah, I can keep those because they're clipped.
Because I know everybody be like clipping some of his videos.
I'm just clipping the Grant video because it's fucking golden, bro. Everybody's like talking about it. It's viral. Oh, she shared a tweet. Hey, thanks, Melissa. How you doing?
Can I tell you that funny video during that when he was addressing that?
Yeah.
Not in the conversation. I meant when he was on the field. Did you notice, all of you guys, when you watched that video when he was on the football field, not on the internet, on the field, when he got away and then he started addressing, he tried to act like one of those wannabe tough guys. Man, he tried to act like a bitch, man.
See your neck shrivel up.
No. But you saw the video, right, where he comes up on the football field, right, and he's talking about how Kinlaw confronts him, but I think he tried to go a different direction as soon as he saw him.
Yeah.
Kinlaw wasn't going to have it.
He took his hat off, too.
He said, running.
Why did you watch that video?
Oh, dude! Just by the look of his facial expression, bro, it looked like he was gonna freaking pee himself. Come on, man.
Bitch, bro. He looks like a bitch, bro.
Like, dude, Kinlaw is a big dude. He's about 320 pounds, 6'6", right? So he's a big dude.
His facial expression is funny.
So my only critical thing with Kinlaw is the knee problem. But if it's fixed, bro, I'm all supportive for the guy. I just thought it was just a bit of an issue with the knee, but if it's fixed, it's good.
Him and Armstead are going to be beasts next season on the inside.
I want to see Eric Armstead go on the show, but I don't think he wants to. He hates him, so I don't think so. Only Jimmy Ward might be interested. Only Ward would be interested.
Shout out Mike McGlinchey. Shout out Mike McGlinchey. Like, he had it worse than anybody. And he didn't react. And he came out last season and he was playing well until he went down.
Good one, brand new.
So,
good one. That's a good one. I ain't gonna lie. That was a good catch-up one right there. But man, this was a crazy topic.
Oh,
man.
Damn! Oh, wow.
Yeah.
CG, put my picture on the big screen. This is my juice picture for tomorrow. I'm posting on Twitter. I made it myself. I'm well happy with this one. Have a look at it. Terminator 2 Juice Smith Day. Let's fucking go. I'm still a captain, baby.
Dope. Who made that for you?
That's me. I made it myself.
You made it yourself? Oh, you made it yourself? Cool. Hey, that's tight, man. I ain't gonna lie. That's pretty tight.
Yeah.
It's the only one I'm happy with. I made about 20, and they're all shit, apart from this one.
My hands on Jimmy's ass. Jimmy ain't acting like a fool.
Jimmy don't got time for his BS, bro. He doesn't even listen to him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, take a leaf from
Jimmy doesn't even acknowledge him, bro.
Yeah.
Jimmy's like that one. Jimmy's kind of like that one cool guy in high school that dates a bunch of hot ass chicks and then doesn't even listen to nobody.
Yeah, exactly.
CG.
And plus, he's more preoccupied about how he's gonna give the 3-0, BS, to the Chicago fan base. So
Oh, you just you missed a lot of good debates, man. You were missing a good debate about a few other content creators jumping in, dude. It was an interesting topic.
Yeah, what's up,
but
Moses? I see you.
Has anybody heard of Corey? Has anybody heard of Corey? Is Corey feeling better?
Yeah, he's fine. He came on John Jay's stream yesterday. I think he told everybody his situation. He was feeling good.
All right, yeah. Shout out Corey. Get well soon, bro.
Cody?
Yeah, Corey Harris. No, not Corey. No, Corey Davis.
Corey. Yeah, he's kind of gone through some
Corey Harris.
health
No, Corey
issues,
Davis.
Yeah,
I know
we're
two
praying
Corys,
for him.
that's why.
We're praying for him.
For Corey.
As far as all that, I just got to be more focused on reinventing myself. So I had to start cleaning up the channel a little bit, and then I got to reapply probably by the 19th. So everything has to clean up. But as far as for the memberships of the people, I apologize because it's on hold right now until I reapply.
Hopefully.
I don't even really care about this. I don't really care about this donation shit no more because I'm more focused on trying to better myself more and stay off the negativity a little bit.
Hey, listen. You said you got Cash App. Start putting it up there if you can't get paid. That's what I do. I got tips off the USFL, so yeah, it helps out.
I got what is it? PayPal. That's all I got.
I got PayPal and that. It helps with it. I get tips off the USFL, but when people come in, the biggest tip I got was like about $25. So yeah.
Hey CG, I don't want to.
Helps out with the extra money.
I don't want to sound like I told you so, but I told you so. Careful.
Yeah, you were right, man. I was just being a stubborn dude.
CG, you got a sub, buddy.
Fuck the Warriors, right? Fuck the Warriors.
Fuck the Warriors. Lakers all damn day, man. Lakers all damn day.
You know
about the Lakers.
Hey, Nuggets, can I ask a question?
All day.
Hey, but in all seriously, I think the Warriors are going to win the finals. I think they have a better chance to win this year.
I think so too.
I hope not.
I'm not even hating on y'all.
Warriors have a good chance. I agree. Despite
I'm not even hating. I just don't like the fact y'all are in the playoffs for real. But
if they win, we'll never hear the end of it. And I'm fed up of talking about basketball. Let's get back to the real fucking sport. Football. Let's talk about football. Fuck basketball.
Oh, man.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Of course you can.
All right. I want to ask everybody's opinion on how Trey Lance handled the questions about his arm readiness at his press conference.
Oh, he did it like a veteran would.
Yeah, he did. He's developed so much from last year he was stammering and he was a rookie and he was shy. But this year he was much more assertive with his answering of his questions. He commanded that room. He commanded your room. And you can see he's not a rookie anymore. He's going to be leading that team and he's the man for the 49ers future. Loved that press conference yesterday with him.
You know what I got the biggest kick out of? I love that he had that little tiny like giggly smile on the whole time, and he just like handled it with such grace and humor. And it's like, you know what? I'm gonna take a page out of George Kittle's book, and you know what? I'm gonna just take this trash, address it, and then move on.
Yeah, that's what you do. That's what you do.
And that mature.
And that makes me so happy because now that you hear all these reports that Trey's gonna show up to Tennessee University and maybe be around other quarterbacks like Josh Allen, it just it baffles the mind how much slander this kid has been given and how much grace he's handling it with.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Do you know what we need? You know what we need? A fullback university. That's what we need. Fullback university.
If it still exists, there's not too much fullbacks these days.
I would love that. I would love any and all Josh Hockett. Like I would kill for more for that.
Melissa, what is Josh the Rocket Hockett?
The Hockett, the goat.
Rocket Hockett.
I'm sorry. I still watch those plays versus the Chiefs and the Chargers and the Raiders from last preseason because that was like gold to me that I got to see Josh play for the first time, and everyone ragged on me for like over a year for my like obsession with him. And I was like, you know what? No, I get to see him catch. I get to see him block. I get to see him actually wear a Niner jersey and show off what he can do. And everyone's like so in love with Juice. Like it drives me crazy.
You are the girl of my dreams. You are the
It
girl
was
of my
an
dreams.
honor. It was an honor to have Josh Hockett on my show unexpectedly, man. He messaged me back unexpected.
Dude, that guy, right, when he answered the question about Jimmy G's chin, right, and I swear to God, right, I laughed my fucking Welsh arse off.
What was that?
Right, that guy.
Oh, the interview was like a month ago, I believe. Oh, yeah.
You know what? I'm probably like one of the only females in the entire like Niner faithful that like do not understand the obsession with that man's chin line or his looks. Like,
oh man,
He's creepy. Like, have you ever actually looked at his smile like up close? It's like one of those freaking like Jimmy Garoppolo's. Like Jimmy G has like that creepy smile that shows off all his teeth, like from like a 1950s villain. Like it really is creepy when he smiles at you.
I don't know.
Like, I don't understand people's obsession with his looks.
I don't know who started that.
This?
I agree. Like,
what this?
He reminds me of the guy from Superman, Chris Reeves, before he passed away. He looked like him.
Yeah.
CJ, I forgot. Tell your boy Butters that he's not getting Kinlaw on the Bears.
I got to see a little bit of that video. I showed Butters the video so he can get a good reaction out of it, and he's roasting
him.
Acknowledge me.
You could have used that smile.
But in all perspective, man, the only reason why I got a problem with Grant is because the way he doesn't approach, like you said, you were right about it, John Jay. He doesn't fuck with me. He doesn't care.
No, that smile. If you zoom, it looks like he took the meanest fart of his fucking face right now. The way you zoom in there,
some occasions
he just got away with something.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hey, we got a Jimmy fan right here.
I call BS. I said, "Oh, you sleep with Jimmy."
If the opportunity is there, oh my god!
Oh my god! When is Jimmy gonna ever give us a ring? I just don't know
Okay,
when, man.
you know what? As the woman on this panel, I can tell you flat out, you do not speak for me. You do not speak for a lot of heterosexual women. We do not think Jimmy Garoppolo is good looking or a good football player. Okay, so you can drop your Jimmy sexual nonsense, telling us that we would actually jump at the chance of getting in that man's pants because he is gross. And if he wasn't gross by himself, actually going out with a former porn star makes him even grosser. So no, women do not want to just go and sleep with him because he's a freaking quarterback. That's gross.
Straight into the bang bus.
Hey, even our own fan base has a dig for this guy. That's weird.
Oh, hey, CG, tell Butters that Bailey slept with Jimmy Garoppolo.
Oh wow!
Yeah, Butters, if you're listening.
I know. I'm going with the flow,
No,
man. I'm
John
going
Jay,
with
I
the
would have
flow.
said that
I'm
Smell
going
was
with the flow,
basically
Cruz.
the face Jimmy's
I'm
gonna
going
make
with the
when he's
flow,
cooking
brother.
their beef
I'm just
lips.
laughing with it, bro. You're funny. I know it was a joke. I was just roasting along. We're just roasting
I was the
along.
one who brought up Jimmy G's chin line. It was my fault. If you're looking to blame anybody, blame the Welsh guy.
I guess my chin lock sucks.
Yo, CG, did you see the post I sent you where I called Grant Cohen a lowlife?
You put that on there?
What?
He actually went on social media and called him a lowlife.
Who did?
Eric Armstead.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I told you Eric Armstead doesn't like him.
His actual quote is, "This is the type of lowlife we let into our building. He would rather antagonize and provoke players into hitting him so he can retire instead of doing his job of journalism."
I wish I
he
could get
has
Armstead on
job
my show.
in quotations.
That's the
literal
I need to get
quotations.
Armstead on my show, man. I need to get Eric Armstead on.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hey, let's tag Eric Armstead. Let's see if we can get this guy on my show. I'll let him say what he wants to say.
But hey, fellas, I got to head to work.
All right, see you out, Teddy.
Head off to work.
Take care, Eddie. Be safe out there, bro.
Bye.
Oh, come on.
What happened?
No, but hey, Cage doesn't always agree what I gotta say, but he's still cool with me. So everybody has the right to their opinion.
Oh, by the way, hey, man, you know what I was gonna say, CG? I just saw that word, by the way. So let me tell that to CG. Yo, CG, you know every time, let's just say when the Celtics get eliminated, you know what I'm gonna post on my community tab? You wanna know what it is? I'm posting on my tab.
Yeah.
You wanna know what it is?
What is it?
The dagger 3 that he put the Celtics out of their fucking misery in 2012. That's right.
Oh, God.
Remember that 3 where he hit that dagger and he just put them out of their freaking misery, bro. When he was in the Miami Heat, I'll post that. No worries.
Yeah, so like,
PG, the reason why I'm doing that is because you see a lot of Celtic fans talking all that greasy shit on the Lakers, buddy. A lot.
I'm sorry, CEO.
Hey, well, hey, huge shout out to this Buccaneers content creator, Real Talk Perez. I'm supposed to have him on the show in the coming future, but he comes on the Discord. But hey, huge shout out to my guy. If you guys want to check out some Buccaneers content, go check out my dude. He's cool.
I might
go check out
consider it. Not really. I said post.
Hey, he's a good dude.
I'll probably consider.
Anyway, so CG, when I was streaming, I had 51 people in the building, and there were a bunch of people that disagreed with me, and I understand there are people who felt that Kinlaw did the right thing. There are people that felt that Grant, kept his composure. But at the end of the day, like, this is what Grant does. So, like, it's not going to change. Like, for Grant, this is going to help him out. For Kinlaw, he's going to look like a fool. So. That's about it.
Well, to be honest with you, at least Kinlaw didn't pull like a Ryan Leaf, because Ryan Leaf did it in person and actually almost threatened to kick his butt.
That was
Would you shut your mouth up? Knock it off!
Knock it off!
Oh man!
Yeah, I've seen that.
I remember Junior Seau had to pull him away.
I haven't seen that type of meltdown stuff since that, bro. Since he got, people talk about, I haven't seen this in my life, bro. No, I've seen one. It was Ryan Leaf who did it to a Chargers reporter.
Yeah.
You know what I also noticed?
Famous, like,
when he was
who the fuck are you talking about? Knock it off!
Something when he was talking.
And then he cussed out, and everybody separated him. Junior Seau did it too, separate him out. Oh my God, bro!
Junior Seau, good dude.
It's CG. You know what I also noticed about Kinlaw? I don't know if you noticed it, but I did. when he was talking to Grand Con, I found it funny too. I was laughing my ass off. Was he like eating a dessert when he was like talking to Grand Con? Was he eating a?
I don't know what it was, bro,
He's
but
eating roadkill. He's eating roadkill.
chewing
It's a
for
fact.
5 minutes.
I thought he was putting.
it seemed like he was chewing a gum.
He's spitting everywhere. Just.
Dude, it reminds me from Friday, bro. It reminds me from Mr. Jones when he talks.
If he was
So?
chewing tobacco, that makes a lot of sense. Like,
Yeah, that's what I thought. Chewing tobacco. I thought chewing tobacco
he
as
was
well.
chewing for like, and then like there was like brown, stuff. When you chew tobacco, it's that.
Yeah, it's in the bottom of his gum.
It's weird.
It's in the bottom of his gum, wasn't it? At the front. Do you mean? So yeah, I thought chewing tobacco straight away. That's what I instantly thought. He's got a mouthful of chewing tobacco.
Yeah. Like I said, like the baseball players used to chew tobacco and they would spit that brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I tried tobacco once. It's not a thing for me, to be honest. I tried it. It's nasty.
Yeah.
I couldn't understand why people are into it.
Anyway. This Grant Cohen thing brought us news to talk about.
Dude, it's even viral, bro. That's the crazy part, man.
Barstool Sports, I found out that they're running it.
Dude, my clip.
I saw Grant Cohen on TMZ.
Dude, my clip.
TMZ, like. What?
They really gave this man a platform further. Oh my god.
Oh, dude, my clip for a 2-minute Kinlaw video, it's already like up to 1K right now. It seems like it is. I think. I don't know. I haven't looked at it last. But then a couple of those Kinlaw videos, bro, like the other one was about 700 views, and then the other one's about like up to 200 or 300 views, and then this one that I just clipped like a 2-minute clip of it where he kind of goes at a line. That one's like I think it's almost at 1K.
Yeah, I can't believe TMZ reported that.
Well, because it's serious, bro. It's a professional way because people are acting surprised, bro. This was long waiting to happen. Hey,
I've been saying that.
What's up, Sergeant Bubbly? Shout out to you.
Oh, it's this dude. I like this guy.
This is basically tension building up. So yeah.
Welcome to the bubbly, like Chris Jericho would say, the bubbly.
Oh no, the New York Post. Is talking about it.
No way.
The New York Post.
Guilty as charged, bro. I'll admit it. I ain't gonna. Hey, me and John Jay and the rest of them don't give a damn.
You know what? It's crazy. Like, I don't want to throw players under the bus, but not that long ago, like May 12th or whatever it was, Jerry Jeudy got arrested in Colorado, and that was like a blip story. And now everyone wants to pretend like Javon Kinlaw sticking up for himself and all his teammates is like some violent act or something. Like, there are actually people tagging Jed York, telling them that Kinlaw disgusted them and that there should be something that happens to him because of this.
I saw that.
Like,
too.
I'm sorry, but what the hell did he do? He did not physically touch this person. He might have said words to him. He might have knocked over his hat, but he didn't physically assault anybody. And you're like, it's disgusting. It's really getting petty right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Like,
I mean, he didn't physically punch him or anything. It doesn't much difference. So.
I don't like. I had.
All he was give his opinion more harshly. That's all.
Yeah, I had my boy Niner by Nature 88, and he was arguing with some dude, and one of the people said, "Oh, what Kinlaw did was like thuggish." And for a lot of people who don't know, like where I come from,
it would have been the same thing.
I've been for the project. I've been called a thug, but I don't do any horrible things. The point is that Kinlaw basically, again, maybe he doesn't have the thick skin and he just overreacted. Whatever happened,
but it's not an overreaction. This has been an ongoing problem for many years with Grant Cohen and these players. He doesn't just criticize them as athletes or what he sees in practices. He goes at them as people. Like, I'm sorry, maybe it's wrong to, but I actually support someone who stands up for himself and others. Like,
he could have done it in a better way, though.
It was a big deal when Deebo Samuel went up to the podium last year with Brandon Ayuk was being flailed on Good Morning Football and ESPN and Fox every week as a bad player, bad teammate, a first-round bust, and he was there with Deebo on the podium and having his teammates back and helping, like, smooth shit over because he was getting so much hate from preseason to like what, week 7 or something. Like the I'm sorry, but the way this fan base can be sometimes about certain topics, it has to get violent, it has to get loud, it has to get controversial for certain things to break through and to get addressed. And it sucks that it's this way, but it really is this way.
Yeah, I totally agree.
All right, let me get real talk in. Let me see if he wants to chime in. I think he wanted to say something too, man. Everybody's free to jump on in, man. But yeah, okay, you can talk, John J. My bad.
Okay. So I
I'll see
completely
you guys. I
agree
gotta head on out.
that Grant Cohen, and I said this, and like some people, got on me. I really don't care because I got thick skin. He gets personal sometimes. It doesn't mean like, oh, like he's attacking Jimmy's, family, going. No, he gets personal in a personal level. He gets.
Wasn't his dad that way too?
Yeah, it's just way too personal. There's certain things you don't attack of a man's character, and that's why Kinlaw snapped. Again,
but he also said that he's a father and his kids have to see this, and that other players have kids and they have to see this stuff. That critiquing their play is one thing, but critiquing the person itself and dragging their name just for clicks, that's what he had an issue with. Like I said, this isn't just like a player snapping at a reporter because he's being questioned, or God forbid that we allow people to question athletes. That's not the issue. The issue is that this person has made a name for himself, trolling the Niners, trolling Niner fans, and delighting in their misery. And it came to a snapping point.
Do any of you remember when Grant Cohn made a low lights video of Mike McGlinchey and he put it to fucking music? And it was like, and Joe falling over. And it was just basically Mike McGlinchey falling over for 15
What up?
minutes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
All right, what's up?
What's going on? So I just wanted to talk real quick as far as like, I don't follow your guys' reporters like that, but every fan base has reporters like that. The reason why I even started making YouTube videos for the Buccaneers was because I felt like we had too many reporters exactly like that was toxic.
Yes.
Always trying to bring out negativity, always trying to highlight the bad stuff that's happening and trying to put our players in a position to snap or go off or just trying to get that toxic energy. So CG, as you know, I'm on Twitter and I have a whole bunch of 49er fans that I follow. I have a whole bunch of fans of different fan bases that I follow. So as soon as, that popped off, I seen it from CG's YouTube wall and stuff. And I go on Twitter and, I see on Twitter, all the 49er fans are right away, like, finally somebody, got at him, blah, 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 blah. So right away, I already knew, like, okay, he's one of those reporters that, as Melissa was saying, he's been doing this for a while, trying to be toxic, trying to troll players and getting that type of, answers. So I try to tell people all the time, man, like the thing that makes my show different from a lot of other people is when I talk about these players, I always keep in mind that they're real people. They're my brother. They're my nephew. They could be my cousin. They can be, what I'm saying? I treat them like they're someone that, like, they could have been one of my family members, because I've had family members that try to, make it in football. And then it's like, if they made it professionally, how would you want people to talk about them? It's completely fair to criticize somebody. Of course, that's your job. Completely fair. But would you talk about your cousin that way, or would you talk about your own brother or your own son?
It's criticizing and it's ridiculing.
Right. And bashing and making fun of and not even giving somebody a chance or whatever. And people also, another thing that people have a problem with is he's getting paid millions. Like, that's supposed to mean like, oh, you're getting paid millions, so we can treat you and throw your name in the dirt as much as we want. We can treat you like trash. It's fair because you make millions. You're supposed to deal with it. Like, no, that's not. He's still a human. Okay. And it's not like, oh, well, it's easy because, you got to have thick skin. You got to think of it like this, bro. Since that man has been growing up, you talking about people talking crap to him in the streets, right? Then you go to high school, people talking crap in high school. Then you go to college. Now you got reporters talking crap about you in college. You got people in college that don't like you in college because he is a black man, and that is a part of it.
Yeah.
And people, white people at the college don't like you or whatever. Then you go professional. Now you still got more people talking about you, and other people that part of the fan base that don't like you, because there's, no matter who you are, there's part of a fan base that don't like you, no matter what team you're on. So it's not just like he woke up one day, he said, hey, I make a lot of money, I have nothing to be mad about. He's been getting these type of trolls in his life since high school, and when you get something like that, and we're all here on the internet, I know we all have ran into people where we're like, bro, if I ever seen you face to face, you would not say these things to me.
Yes.
And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
He said, all these people that say, oh, well, what is he gonna do this to everybody? He don't see everybody face to face. There's a difference between someone that's across the country or he never seen saying all this crap, whatever. But then when you go to work and you see that man at your job all the time, and like he said, I was up to you chest to chest, you didn't say nothing. So he sees them face to face all the time, and I'm more than sure he gets nothing but smiles, and then goes home and turns around and he's talking shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, that's
his nuts
different.
Shriveled up. His nuts shriveled right up.
I know. Like, let me give you a different perspective. Like for me, I'm a light skinned dude, but I'm a mixture of Italian, Latin, black, a lot of things. I grew up in the projects of the city of San Francisco. It was rough. It was tough. I've seen that shit, being a light-skinned dude in the project. And of course, you have that crap that happens there. And of course, at the end of the day, I don't want to sound, my age. I know it's my age. But where I grew up, you had thick skin. And let's go back to the media. Players have snapped at the press all the time. It's just that we're seeing it more and more and more. And I don't want to sound kind of a little bit like a bully, but some of the players, if they don't have that mindset, like Kinlaw, you know what? He should just left it and walked away. But he decided to confront the situation, and it didn't really look well on his part. So I do believe he defended himself, but the perception now from some of the fans, when they look at Kinlaw, is that this guy is nuts. He's nuts, and he needs help. And it's sad that perception put on him for a while.
It is.
I could be wrong.
It is sad because it shouldn't be that perception. Yeah. You know why? He wasn't only doing that for himself. He was doing it for his teammates. If you listen to
his family.
He literally talks about his family. He talks about other players on the team that don't match with him.
And he's saying that they should not be inhuman just
right. This is not like
inhuman because they're football or sports athletes, which it's happening more and more.
This is not you talked about me, I'm mad. This is like, yo, we in the locker room, me, other players, we're done. We're tired of you, bro. Like, this is not just him. And this is why people should be more on what's his name, Javon Kinlaw's side than Grant.
Javon Kinlaw, yeah.
Yes, they should be on his side. Now I do agree, like, it does look bad that he was saying, bitch ass nigga, da da da. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that stuff. That it does look, it doesn't look professional. I give you that. It doesn't look professional. But you know what?
I said, the only issue I have with him was using the N-word. But other than that,
but guys, can I say something? Like, the only real winner out of this is Grant Cohn, right? Because if Javon Kinlaw comes out, if Javon Kinlaw comes out and has a good season, right? Grant is going to say, I did this, right? Yeah, it's all my fault. I put him under pressure.
And that's happened before with Ward and Tart. Yes.
Like, I told you so. So the only real winner is Grant.
Well, but I also think all these tweets that are coming out from all these players, even Jaquaski Guitar, who's not a Niner anymore, I really think this is going to boil over where the teammates are going to say, either get this guy out of our stadium, out of our press room, off our field, or we're not going to do press for you. Like, this is like, this is way overboiled. I'm sorry. Like, the media itself might protect Grant Cohen. certain people might be protecting Grant Cohn, but these players have had enough. This is the final linchpin because this thing has been boiling and boiling and boiling, and it's not just one first rounder that's gotten attacked, it's multi first rounders that have gotten attacked by this guy.
What the
And
49ers need to do.
it's really sad because Grant always says that he's a fan of the underdog. He created that whole Ross the Boss stupid nickname. He created the love of Nick Mullins, and he would never ever rip Nick Mullins no matter how bad he performed. But and he always had a Grandpa Mullins on his show. Like that was like a staple of his getting famous.
Yeah,
like look at me, Mullins. I got Papa Mullins on my show.
Larry
but,
Mullins.
Like this might help Grant in the short term, but in the long term, right. I'm hoping beyond any hope that this actually helps out the players because, like, yes, we need people to get to the truth. We need what Grant used to be, the guy that would report on guys like Josh Hockett, the guys that would not normally get press and notoriety and credit for what they did. Because when Josh Hockett first came as a staple on the Grant Cohn show, like, that opened my eyes because you heard about how Juice and Kittle and everybody was handling the hamstring issues and the sprains and everything else in the 2020 off season. And this guy was not doing just reps for first team. He was doing first team, second team, third team. He was staying in for every single rep for every single team formation. So that way they had the fullback in there and tight end in there. And he really stepped up, and he used to take his job seriously. And then the more he got famous, the more he got infamous, the more he got clicks and got 2K, 3K, 1 million, this how many million followers. That's where it went from being a reporter to being someone who antagonized to get clicks. And so for me, I'm hoping that the team handles this with the grace that it should, because this is not what you want the Niners story to be for too long. The Niners storyline has had to be defend Jimmy Garoppolo. It has had to be what are we going to do with these troublesome receivers, whether it was Brandon Ayuk or now Deebo Samuel. Like, there's been so many toxic, negative, horrible storylines dragging Niner fans, Niner players, Niners organization. Like, I am seriously hoping that this is the final linchpin to finally be able to move on and just get to celebrate our team and be thought of as a good organization, and not like the Cowboys where they were being picked apart because their quarterback went to the podium, ripped the fans when he thought they were throwing at the players, and then congratulated the fans when they were throwing it really at the refs.
Right.
We don't want to be that fan base.
What the 49ers need to do, right, is they all need to have a meeting in the locker room, right, and tell each other that every time Grant asks a question, give him yes or no answers, and that is it. Do not expand on any answers or anything like that. Do not give him any kind of anything. Do not give him nothing. And just
why should he even be in the room? Why should Grant even be there?
Because his father was the famous reporter that covered Bill Walsh and wrote books about Bill Walsh and was a friend of Bill Walsh. So he's grandfathered into this.
So he's
basically, now he works for Sports Illustrated.
He's just a troll that has a daddy that was important, basically.
Oh yeah, exactly. That was a reporter for a decade, a long time.
So when I first started doing YouTube, we had a Buccaneers show, the franchise, not me, the Buccaneers franchise. They had a Buck show where fans would call in and actually get to talk to the Buccaneers, like after a bad game or a good game, whatever. Like they would have like every Wednesday or every like Friday, like you'd be able to call in. That show used to get so toxic because fans would call in because we were losing a lot. Fans would call in and talk about this and talk about that, and Gerald McCoy would have to explain, listen, it's not, it's people act like this football thing is easy, like it's just black and white. Why didn't you win? Like it's just that easy. There's games, there's so many things that go into it. And Gerald McCoy would have to explain all the time to different people. They had to cancel that show because it got too toxic. Before Tom Brady came came to us, we had cameras, a lot of cameras, all these things that let people in. When Tom Brady came to the Buccaneers, all that stopped. They stopped that shit. All the media for 20-minute interviews. Nah, 5 minutes, that's it. We're not letting you know nothing. We're not letting you talk. People act like, like I seen in the comment section in here, someone talking about, oh, well, all they got to do is prove Grant wrong. Go in the locker room and say, let's go and play harder and prove him wrong. It don't
But that
work like
doesn't
that.
stop him. There's
Doesn't
always
work
going to
like
be a
that.
new victim. There's always going to be a new victim.
So
football is also mental.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a comment in the chat earlier that said that even if we won the Super Bowl, Grant Cohn would still find something negative about it.
So can I say something? All right, so Grant Cohn. All right, so basically here, because I live in San Francisco, we have a thing called KTVU, Channel 2. Grant used to work in Marin County, called the Press Democrat, took over the job from Matt Mayoko. Did pretty good, but the people, did not like him there. And KTVU gave him a spotlight on that Bay Area sports channel. And then one day he joined Sports Illustrated and then got his credentials. So I'm not trying to say that, like his dad gave him a little bit of some help, but he did bust his butt the way that he does. So,
No. Like I said, I learned about Josh Hockett from the Grant Cohn show. Like, I used to watch it. I used to respect it. Like, he would come out and every day in the 2020 offseason, right after the Super Bowl loss, he'd have his computer and he'd state the actual facts of what happened at practice. He'd tell you a bunch of players that you wouldn't know about or the team wouldn't cover. He gave you actual facts and was an actual reporter. That person I respected. This person that he's turned into, this viral sensation that he's made himself into, that person I have no respect for. And that person I have major issues with, because this is a multi-person scenario. It's not like this is the first person that this has happened to. This toxicity has been building and building and building and building. And a lot of faithful, right or not, are sick of it.
Yeah, and I agree. Like, again, he did his work. I don't know what changed, etc. Again, I'm not a fan, and I'm not going to plan to be a fan of him. That's just it's not my cup of tea.
How long has he been with the 49ers?
For at least, I think he's been around like since 2000.
Kinlaw.
Oh, Kinlaw? Oh, he was drafted in 2000.
2020.
2020,
yes, third season.
So this is his third season, and he's talking shit about him. You do know D linemen take 3 years sometimes to get their shit together, right?
Yeah, he had his knee problem, so that was the only issue with him, or else he was good.
Gerald McCoy took 3 years to get his shit together.
Yeah, like
Oklahoma, he was a beast.
I'm not gonna lie, I wanted Kinlaw. I knew about the knee issues. His rookie year, which was 2020, he did pretty good, and then in the off season, he had to drain fluid, so he was doing that over and over again. He just got sick and tired of it. Just sliced it and got the arthritis out the way. Hopefully, like when he was talking to somebody else, basically, hopefully it's better. But I don't ever. He says that he's going to be good. I'm just saying, hopefully the knee is healthy. When he's healthy, he's a good player.
And he was really good for our special teams this year. Like, does everyone forget that blocked field goal he had versus the Eagles week 2? Like, he actually played this year. He stopped to address his injury so that he's available later on, but it's just crazy.
Hey, what's up, Brian Cole?
Hey, what's up, Brian? What's up, man?
Hey, thanks for having me on.
What's going on, man? Good to see you on the show, man. So, you got anything to chime about this Kinlaw situation?
Well, I've been listening, I've been chatting in, and I agree with a lot of people's points. But one point I want to say is, what has Grant really said about any player that really matters? I mean, and what I mean by that is do you think players really care about what we say? They get paid millions of dollars to go out and do something. And if they are a good player, they don't stay on the team very long. So if you go to a job and you're doing a job and someone says you're not very good at it, you go home and you just keep thinking about, man, I'm not that good at it, or do you try to go back and be, come better? And at that point, it's like, well, I just don't think he said really anything that.
Hold on. When you play a sport, you're coming into a sport. Why? Most of the time when you play a sport is because you look up to somebody like a Jerry Rice or somebody that has a legacy. And when you think about being pro, you're thinking about your legacy. So when you're being a professional basketball player, professional football player, most of the time you're thinking about your legacy, what you're going to leave your mark as far as the team or the game itself. So when you got somebody pulling down your legacy or trashing your legacy, it's different than when you're going to work to fucking just get a paycheck. Now you don't care if you're the best employee of the month or whatever. Like, it's different.
And also, I was an athlete. I don't know if the guy who was just talking is that CG was an athlete. When you're an athlete,
I was an offensive lineman, so I knew how to play D-line too.
You have to work your craft. I've coached, so I know a perspective of coaching. It's not easy to develop teams year after year after year, playing year after year after year. So these players. What we don't see is what they do in the practice field when they do in the off season.
But this is also the second off season that he's been attacked. I mean, he was like a ridiculed meme last year when he had the squirrel in his mouth after his hunting session.
That I don't know how that. I don't want to cut you off. I don't know how that was.
Okay,
anyway, my bad.
When you go ahead and you put things out on media that you don't necessarily want people to know about, like if he wants people to know he likes squirrels or eats squirrels, that's on him. That's not anybody else. And if you don't want to be attacked on social media, you don't have a social media account. A lot of players stay off social media and they don't listen to the news. If you're listening to the news and you're more worried about what a reporter's saying about you than actually getting better at your craft. And if you go back to what you're saying about being a professional. If you're a professional, you play for the Niners, you're supposed to be a role model. So when you come on and you start cussing someone out because they were talking bad about you, prove them wrong. Just go out there and hit the weights and do what you got to do to become better. A lot of fans don't like Kinlaw because he replaced Buckner, and he didn't replace Buckner in the same statistical way that Buckner left the team with. It's one sack, one interception. If Kinlaw stays on the team and he starts getting better, hey, great. But if he's worrying about what other people are saying about him, he's not worrying about football.
But this isn't a situation where it's just some reporter, some Twitter guy just tweeting shit. This is a guy that sits down and asks him questions after games and shit like that, right?
And harasses them in practice.
So and in practice. Yeah. So this isn't just some guy that he's like.
How does he harass them in practice? Is he yelling at him across the field or something? I don't mean to talk over everybody, but I'm only going to be on for a short few minutes. Does he yell at players across the field? How is he harassing them? He doesn't directly, attack anyone. He says, hey, this player might be good here. He got picked up too high. He got drafted in an area that we didn't need somebody. It's like taking a punter at the fourth round.
There have been multiple players that say that he heckles them at practice, that he heckles them as a reporter when he's allowed to ask questions in their pressers after practices. This is a long-standing issue with Grant Cohen.
Have you ever been in the stands at a baseball game, football game, and heckled a player? Players are used to that. If they can't take that, then they're in the wrong profession.
This is different.
I understand what you're talking about. Like, not everyone has to love you, but I'm saying that this particular individual has been having this issue with multiple players. And when someone thinks that their family is being attacked and they've seen other teammates be attacked, this is going to boil over, whether it was Kinlaw or not. And DeForest Buckner, as wonderful as he was, it took him a while to become the player that he was, that was celebrated by this fan base. So to say that Kinlaw is a bust because he had one healthy season, and then another season he might have not been as healthy, and then this year he played, 3 or 4 games? Like, let's just chill and let the kid grow first before we call him a bust.
Yeah. For me, I think I can answer.
So how many years do you keep a player on a team who's not being productive?
So I can.
How's he not productive? I'm sorry, but even this year, that special. So what? So what?
No,
we're not going to be. We're not Cowboys fans. I'm sorry, but please let me say my point, and then you can answer back. We're not Cowboy fans. We're not going to be like, oh, we need 500 yards every time from our quarterback thrown. Because most of those freaking stats are accumulated in the fourth fucking quarter when the Cowboys are down 30 points. I'm sorry, but just throwing out stats doesn't freaking mean that this player is a bust. Because Bosa does things game in and game out that don't equal up to sacks or pressures or anything else because he's taking up 2 linemen who have to freaking defend him because he's that monstrous and that big of a threat.
Not only that, but I again, I don't like the fact that we go from talking about the situation that happened and then go to talking about, oh, well, how long does it take to say somebody's a bust? Whether he's a bust or not, it does not give you the right to talk trash to a person like they're not part of your family. Like, that's the problem. I don't care if he's a practice squad guy. You can analyze and say, okay, he's not good at man, he's not good at zone or whatever. But if you sit there and say he's not good at zone, he's trash, like my daughter can play better than him, it's like, bro, now you're taking shots as a man. Stick to analyzing, and that's it. If you want to go over analyzing, don't get mad when someone flicks your hat off. Don't get mad when someone chest bumps you and says, oh, are you a man? You're a man enough to talk shit to me, but you're not man enough to look
He's chuckling right now that if he had been hit by Javon Kinlaw, that he could retire a millionaire. That is not someone who is just a victim or got cussed out. This is someone who is living off of this and enjoying the popularity he's getting off of being a cancerous presence around this team.
So, for me, can I respond to?
Yeah, let John Jay go, guys.
Okay, so I am a football fan. Besides not like I love the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
When a quarterback is drafted, the rule is 3 years. If the quarterback does not pan out as he enters year 4, he's a bust. The players in different positions, they have certain things when it comes to what is a bust. Right now, Kinlaw is not a bust, but he's an unproven commodity. We don't know what's going to happen in this season. Now, if he's still hurt and can't be on the field, he's a bust. He sucks. Done. I'm not going to change my mind. Then I want him out. Yes, Buckner was a good player, but we had to replace him because we had no defensive tackles. So we had to draft him. Now, when it comes to Grant Cohen's antics, again, he's not my cup of tea. He knows what the hell he's talking about. But there are occasions where he's in the locker room and the media personnel people, he says, hey, guys, and they move another way. They don't want to be around him. They don't want to talk to him. And there's a guy called the Beast Rider, Ryan Sakamoto. I don't know if he lies to me, but he was telling me one time privately, and I'm going to open up to a private conversation. They used to be friends, but whatever happened, they're no longer friends. I don't know what happened. That's their problem. Players, when they're in the room when they see Grant Cohen, they're told just walk away from him, don't interact with him, just stay far away from him because the team knows he's a bit toxic. But at the same time, the team has to man up and say, do we want a toxic person talking about our team? So let's not put this Grant Cohen's fault, Kinlaw. It's the organization that gave him a press pass.
Guys, Raheem Mostert come out. Raheem Mostert has said, we're always told journalists and reporters have a job to do. Okay, understood. But he admitted retirement as a multi-millionaire went through his head. This is unacceptable. Let's go, Raheem Mostert. Yes.
So Raheem Mostert put him on blast?
Yeah, he's put him on blast too.
Holy crap, I gotta see how I can upload and edit that stuff, dude, because as much as people don't like Grant, there's just a lot of shit that he does step over the line. But man, dude, I get it. You got a lot of his fanboys defending him, man, but
we've had 2 players that gotten death threats from this fan base. You expect some of these players to get really upset when they feel attacked right now. It's not healthy right now around this organization. We have to man up and admit that.
And here's another thing.
Before I get off,
go ahead.
All right, thank you.
You go ahead.
Before I get off, thank you so much. When I started watching the 49ers, Eddie DeBartolo owned the team. He treated all the players great. He really was, a player's owner, and everybody knows that. But he wouldn't put up with this crap. And the Niners, over the time, since Jed York's got the team, I threw it out in Jay's chat. Antonio Brandt got cut because of a DUI. There's been multiple players. If they don't walk the walk, they don't talk the talk, they aren't a 49er. We're not the Raiders. We don't just grab whoever. We get people with class. And some people don't believe in that, or they think that's overrated. No, you guys go back to when Steve Young was the quarterback. He wasn't drinking alcohol; he was drinking milk. And sure, that goes on to him being a Mormon, but that has a lot to do with the mentality of the 49ers. We win with class. And, again, I'd rather listen to somebody like Grant Cohn come in and ask hard questions or talk facts about players and get in-depth information than someone who's just going to go, yeah, the Niners are going to win every game.
Like, who wants to hear Jaquan Tartt's take? Tartt's take? Most athletes embrace criticism, not the criticism. It's more about negative critiques to push an agenda. Social media heavily influences perception, regardless of true or not.
I got Tom Brady. I got Tom Brady on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I criticize my team all the time. Okay, I can sit there and say Tom Brady's fucking done. Like, Tom Brady's arm is done, and I have video that I can sit there and be like, listen, Tom Brady's arm's fucking done. Like, his arm's trash. Pack it up. He's done. Or I can say what it really is, which is, Tom Brady, he's getting up there in age, and every once in a while that accuracy drifts a little bit. I'm saying the same thing. One is being toxic and just being exaggerating and being fucking a troll, and the other one is actually breaking down what's really happening.
Okay, can I ask you a question? Because you're a Buccaneers fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what would you prefer? Would you prefer someone who came out and critiqued fairly on Tom Brady, or would you want something like Bruce Arians when he used to come out, blame everything on Tom Brady, then he watched the tape and then he make like some half-assed apology afterwards?
I was everything Bruce said, I said, because I saw the same thing. I never had a problem with what Bruce said, because Bruce was always honest. Completely honest. Bruce said exactly what it was, and that's why people respected Bruce. That's why people respect the coaching staff on my team, because they tell you the truth. They're not going to sit there and pat you on the butt when you need to get slapped. We're going to tell you that, hey, that was stupid, or that was wrong, or what are you doing? I don't care if you're Tom Brady or freaking Mike Evans or whoever. We're going to tell you the truth, and that's how it has to be. But again, there's a difference between breaking somebody down and analyzing something and just trashing somebody. There's a way to pick somebody up and say, hey, you messed up. That's why you're on the ground, and pick them up. And there's a way to kick somebody while they're down. Like it's very easy to see the difference.
Yeah,
it's very easy.
Well, let me tell you guys this is my last thought. Grant goes into the press room and he talks and he asks questions, and sometimes they're bad questions or cynical questions, but Kyle Shanahan doesn't even address it. He doesn't even look at them. So when you don't have the respect right there, that says a lot from the head coach of the organization. I like Kyle Shanahan, but he doesn't respect other people, and that shows a lot. And again, it goes back to, you think about what Kinlaw said. If you are mature, you're doing what you need to be doing. If someone says something bad about you and it makes you mad, you don't have to say, "Oh, I'm gonna get my family to jump you." And with that, guys, you guys keep on your show. I'm gonna listen in.
Can I ask you a question? Go ahead. You don't like the situation that happened, right? You thought it was bad?
I think it was bad, unprofessional. Okay. It should have been done behind closed doors.
So if what Kinlaw did? Because again, everyone keeps saying, "Oh, he has." He's so, sensitive about what he said about him. What if, because this isn't about him. This is about him and the locker room and all the other players that are tired of his ass. He's defending everybody. What if this just brought the locker room super close to each other right now? Because he just defended everybody.
I can't say that's true. I think that's more of his opinion, because you see Jimmy Ward was on Grant's channel last year. There's been multiple other players that's been on his channel.
No, he's the only one. Name another player. Name another player that's been on Grant's channel. Jimmy Ward, and that's it.
He was the only player. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's the only one, Bryant.
Okay, but just because one player's on your show doesn't excuse how you are to every other player.
I mean, it's hard, to be professional, it's something new to us content creators to get players on the show, but going by experience, man. It depends on how you ask them questions because not all of them can take the questions how you want to take.
And I almost forgot. He did take a shot at Grant Cohen. He says, Grant, and I'm going to use the words that he said. Grant, I listen to you. You know, you take shots at me. That's why in 2021, I'm going to prove you wrong. I'm going, and basically he says, I listened to all the stuff. He cursed them out. Didn't curse them out like 100 different words, but he still acknowledged that he does not like the way he covered Jimmy Ward. Now, he did it more professionally. He did it more respectfully, different than what Kinlaw did. Kinlaw just basically went like,
he tried to get Eric Armstead on the show, but Armstead said nope.
It was the only interview I saw the entire thing. So I can tell you right now, he did take shots at Grant Cohen, but he did it in a nice way.
KJ,
I actually want to.
He didn't defend. He wasn't defending the team, but yet when he said what he said, that's why nobody messes with you. He also said this needed to be done, so I guess I'll be the one to do it. When he said this needed to be done, so I guess I'll be the one to do it, that means that they talk about him. That means in the locker room, they're like, yeah, that one guy, he's fucking
ridiculed Mike McGlinchey. Ridiculed him.
And everybody's coming to his defense. So it does seem like it was a, you know what, I'm tired of this guy talking shit about us.
And it actually changed how George Kittle handles his press conferences, because George Kittle will take Grant's question before any other person's question just to get it out and done with, and then he goes on to the actual people he respects and goes on with his presser. Like, it's literally changed how the athletes of this team have to handle him all the time. This is not just Javon Kinlaw. This is everybody across the board has to handle this one particular toxic individual a different way because the team keeps allowing him access.
And as a 49er fan, why would you want, as a 49er fan, why would you key in on Kinlaw and make that the issue instead of keying in on Grant? That's going to continue to make other issues with newer players that come in year after year after year. Why wouldn't you focus on him and instead you want to focus on Kinlaw, who might be on his way out anyways in 2-3 years if he doesn't get his act together?
Well, from what I've seen, and I'm not speaking for everybody, I've seen some people on Twitter who are defending Grant because Grant gave them a platform to have a voice in sports media. So there's those people. There are the people who believe that Grant needs to be around because he gets the tough questions asked and doesn't babyface things, and he gets the real hard truths that nobody else would report, like a Matt Mayoko, who's kind of like a rah-rah shish kebab kind of reporter where he only plays the team line. So there are those kind of fans that think that Grant's a necessary evil because he gets the other stuff reported. There's players who have a major gripe with Javon just because he's the player that came after DeForest Buckner, who they loved and were pissed off that went to the Colts. And he specifically said he didn't want to go on to the Colts, but they didn't want him anymore. So Javon Kinlaw is just the newest face of toxicity for this team.
Do you know somebody who critiques the team and does a good job at it and is real and down to earth? Jack Hammer. Jack Hammer should have the platform that Grant Cohen got, because that guy keeps it real and he's got loads of statistics to back him up as well. And he's actually coached the game himself and he knows what he's talking about. Somebody like Jack Hammer, I prefer over Grant. Grant's just clickbait. He just clickbait. He is. Whereas Jack Hammer,
but John Jay would disagree. John Jay would disagree on you on this one, Gavin.
Well, hey, CG, let's not, do this thing that, anyway.
No, I'm just putting around there.
I don't hate Jack Hammer. Again, he's not my cup of tea, but I respect what he does. The same thing Rob Shue. Not my cup of tea. I respect these guys. Now, yes, Grant does a little go overboard, but at the end of the day, you have to respect the hustle and the grind. Just because I don't approve of it doesn't mean, in the perfect world, he's not on YouTube. But
one of the points he made was, why don't you handle this privately? I believe he said right before he signed off, right?
Mm-hmm.
So doesn't this kind of remind anybody else of the Deion Sanders things with Nick Saban? Like, Nick Saban made this a public issue, right? Like Nick Saban made it a viral issue that he called out Deion and paying off players. And when Nick tried to handle it privately by calling him, he said, "No, if you want to address this, we'll do it the same way that you made it initially. We'll do it
KJ, you need to
publicly."
get fucking Grant's nuts out your fucking mouth, bro.
Let me ask you guys another question.
Man, you all right?
All right. Let Real
I'm
Talk
good.
say
I'm
something.
good.
Because Melissa and everybody was saying Grant
Yes,
asked
Spain,
everybody
knock
like
it the fuck out.
because Grant asked the hard questions, the real questions. What does that do for you guys? What does that do for your franchise?
KJ, why don't you just come in here? Come in here. You got so much to fucking say in the chat.
I
Get
don't-
your fucking ass in.
I can't speak for those people because you know what?
Like
I said, I've learned something good from Grant way back when, like 2-3 years ago, however you think of years. 3 seasons ago, he taught me about one of my favorite players. I'll come out and say that no matter what, and I've stood by that player since then.
But my question is, what
my thing is, yeah, he asked hard questions, and yes, for a while it did bring a bunch of stuff that fans wanted to know because Kyle and John are very good at their pressers. They're very good at giving non-information, and for a while that really pissed off fans. So anything that broke away from the non-answers of Kyle and John, who would purposely lie to you and would purposely say, "We will do this if it even helps us win one game," was a breath of fresh air. But your breath of fresh air is no longer a breath of fresh air. Your breath of fresh air has now turned into a toxic thing that is pissing off your team and bringing negativity in the likes that you do not need. So yes,
here's my point.
I respect your point of view, but
what I'm saying
it's gotten
is,
way too much.
What I'm saying is, by what you're getting is, as a fan, you're getting the truth about things, okay? But for your franchise, it doesn't help your franchise in any way. People, I hate to toot my horn, but I know so much more about the Buccaneers than people that actually live in Tampa and actually go to the OTAs. And I fucking know so much more than what they know because of press conferences, because I can watch a press conference. I can tell when someone's lying. I can tell when someone is just, spitting PR shit or coach talk. And I can tell when someone's actually, giving me information that I can use. So here's the two things. You got when you are actually learning things as a fan because he's asking real questions or whatever, guess what? So is the opposing team. They're also learning shit. That's why Belichick, that's why Patriots, when a Belichick press, you don't hear nothing, you don't get nothing from them because they don't want you to get any advantage.
Well, also, Bill Belichick hates the media, and he's been I know my football stuff as well. That's why he talks like monotone. Okay,
right.
He doesn't want to be there.
It's not just that. It's Brady does the same thing. He keeps his answers short, and whether a good game or a bad game, they don't like giving up any type of information. If I can get information on somebody, on a player or something, or a coach or a scheme or what they're trying to do, then I guarantee you other teams can do it. And that's one thing. So if you're getting information, it's great as a fan, but you're also giving the opposing team information as well. That's one. Number two, your franchise is not getting nothing from that. That's not helping your franchise at all. Because again, you might be giving something away that you don't want to be giving away. And the opposite of that is you're not getting nothing as a franchise, but you're potentially giving your opponent something. And not only that, but you're opening up your locker room to what's happening now. Toxic shit, especially when somebody doesn't know how to ask the questions the right way or ask the questions like an asshole, you open up this toxic relationship, and now look at the situation you're in. So I say all that to say this. Everybody likes him because he asks those questions, but would you rather do away with, as someone said in the comments section, just cookie cutters questions where fans don't learn anything, but now the opposing team don't learn anything, and now you get away from this toxic situation in your locker room? Wouldn't you rather have that?
Well, honestly, I'd rather have the cookie cutters because
that's
most of the actual mainstream media I don't listen to. I listen to podcasters because podcasters have a way of getting their hands on actual film from All 22 or any other venue that they learn their things from, and these people handle themselves professionally. They're respectful of the team while still being fans and being objective enough to be able to relay correct information to the fans. So for me personally, I'd rather listen to podcasters than a bunch of overblown media thinking they're too important and that they can bring and do whatever they want because they have the right as freedom of speech and reporters to do whatever they want.
That's
just me personally.
I told you guys earlier, the Bucks had a podcast where you could call in and talk to the Buccaneers and stuff like that. I loved it. Don't get me wrong. That was so dope to be able to talk to players on a regular every week, call in and talk to them. I loved it. But after a while, I told myself, you know what, man? We're not going to win until this franchise stops trying to give the fans so much coverage, so much, they're trying to get us in there so much to be with the team. We got to stop that because we're at a disadvantage. Gerald McCoy is over here telling people our scheme, telling people why we didn't do good or why he didn't do good in the game because this happened, or trying to explain to the fans because the fans are getting on him. Like, this is such a disadvantage for us.
It's not just this venue. There's so many alleys that these teams have access to teams. Like, for the Niners, for instance, we have Keanu Martin, and we used to have the Carpool Show where they used to have one-on-one interviews with players where you got to know them. We have the Breakdown Show where after like certain games they break down the different plays, what they were thinking, what they were doing. You'd have Joe Staley and Juszczyk, and you'd have all these other different players come on for that. You have Mic'd Up. You have other venues supported by the team with the actual players to learn about them. Like,
right.
Just having a person who is anti your team asking hard stuff that nobody else would ask because they're afraid of offending the team and losing their access. We don't have an issue with that person or the need for that type of person. We have an issue with this particular person and what he's bringing as a long-standing issue. So it's not that we're saying we need all people like Matt Maple who are not going to give you the real and are just going to do whatever they think is best for the team being happy. We're asking that this one particular very, very disturbed individual, and I know that's a strong word, but I really feel that way. This one very disturbed individual has to stop making such a name for himself, being infamous for just bringing so much hate, negativity, and destruction around him, and delighting in it. Because this guy is talking about getting hit by a player and living off $1 million whatever thing from it. Like, this is not some victim. This is not just some person that's asking the hard questions for you. This is someone who does not have the best interest of a team you're saying you're a fan of. This is someone who wants to actively piss these players off and destruct things. These are like the worst kind of things that can happen, and people are celebrating it, and that I have a major issue with.
Right, and that's what
what's up, Jet Scan?
That's all I'm saying. As far as everything that I'm seeing in the comment section, the stuff that I was listening to in the space on Twitter, whether you believe Grant was at fault or whether you believe Kinlaw went about it the wrong way or whatever, if you're a real 49ers fan, your last thought should be, no matter whose fault it is, get Grant out of here. That's as a 49er fan.
Yeah.
Your last thought should be, I don't care. Kinlaw was completely in the wrong, but you know what? We got to get Grant out of here. This can't go on no more in our locker room. This can't go on no more in our franchise. Grant doesn't know how to handle himself at a presser. Grant doesn't know how to ask these players questions. Grant doesn't know how to respect these players. He needs to get out of here. And 49er fans, as a fan of the franchise, should care more about the franchise to say, yeah, Grant's cool and everything, but I care more about winning and about the franchise, and I don't even want to give up my locker room a chance to be toxic. So let's get Grant out of here. If he can't do it right.
I don't know how many of these people have Twitters or not, but Grant always makes a spectacle every time a player blacklists him or blocks him on Twitter. Like, he makes like 15 different posts afterwards where he's talking about how Debo blocked him. Like, congratulations, I got another person to block me. Like,
So
even when they don't say anything, it still
reason,
becomes a spectacle.
the only reason why it's not fire Grant or get Grant out of here on the whole comment section is because it's Kinlaw. If it was Nick Bosa that this happened to, I guarantee you everybody would be like, get Grant out of here. Get Grant out of here. Get Grant out of here.
Nick Bosa would have been the right guy to do that, but I think he's more chill and calm. He doesn't go that route.
Like to be the grown up in the room for just 1 second, you know, like, and I'm not trying to be an asshole, but it's John Jay's asshole moment time again. For whatever the reason, like, for anyone who's like, oh my gosh, Grant Cohen and Javon Kinlaw, they're going at it. I don't want to sound like a dick, but I will. I don't give a fuck that Javon Kinlaw was in Grant Cohen's channel because I don't want to sound fucked up again, but it's going to get real. I have a life. I have a real thing. What people make this situation is that it's just like the media. It's being blown way out of proportion because this argument is going to be tomorrow's news.
Everything's fucking magnified. It's under a microscope.
So the point of the matter is, like, people who are like defending Grant Cohen, those are like his super fans. Again, when I was on my show, I didn't care if they were coming at me because at the end of the day, they're just trying to express themselves. They're trying to defend Grant. There are people trying to defend Javon Kinlaw. But at the end of the day, sometimes let's not, like, blow a situation way out of proportion. To be a little bit more nicer, because I do have to apologize because people get offended when I talk. I'm going to apologize at the end every time I talk because some people are calling us sensitive. Some people in the chat are sensitive. My bad. I went on the John Jay rant.
I like the John Jay rants, bro. Those are classics.
So this will be yesterday's news, right? How do you think Rams fans feel about it? Shit, I'm a Buccaneers fan, and I'm, as far as opposing team, happy about it. You know why? Because this will be yesterday's news, but this toxicity, this energy is going to linger around that locker room all year. Whether you want to admit it or not, that man is going to be in that area. That man is going to be in the press conferences. That man, that's going to be there all year.
The 49ers,
right? While we beat you guys and you guys don't even make the playoffs, now we ain't got to worry about you guys because your locker room's fucked up. So
I think it'll unite the locker room. I think the 49ers need to use this as a bit of an inspiration and unite and fucking say, fuck Grant Cohen, let's go out and play our best. Is to prove him fucking wrong.
Wrong. That's wrong. It could go that way.
That's
But
what I'm saying.
not if Kyle Shanahan or John Lynch tries to tell these players, hey guys, you shouldn't have did that. Yeah, he is, whatever. Those players are going to be like, so you don't got our backs? So you can say it could go one way, but it's probably going to go the other way, especially if Grant is not going to get fired or nothing's going to happen to Grant. They're going to have to tell the players, listen, I know you guys hate him, whatever, but you can't act like this. Stop going at him, blah, 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 blah. They're going to look at John Lynch or Mike Shanahan and be like, okay, I guess he don't got my back. Like,
yeah, but this year got worse because, I mean, the toxicity, I think, kind of started with a couple of years ago where you remember when George Kittle got hurt and he had his knee super extended and Buda Baker hit his knee and he was out like 2-3 weeks for that, and then it happened the second time, and I don't know if it was the first time or the second time that happened week 1 when the Cardinals game and he went out for that helicopter ball. But you remember the very next day Buda Baker came up with that story that he was getting death threats from Niner fans, and then the team had to investigate it, and then they had to blacklist those people, and it gave Niner fans a bad reputation. And then the very next year, it started off with Raheem Mostert getting hurt week 1, and everybody having him as like a fantasy football stat guy. And he got hurt versus the Lions, missed the whole year, had corrective surgery that they deemed unnecessary because they said that he could have had a different surgery that would have got him back sooner instead of missing the year and helping his overall health. And then when George Kittle got hurt this year, George Kittle missed some time, and he was being harassed while he was supporting, I believe it was the Giants. He went to a Giants game, and fans were bothering him while he was with teammates, hitting him, asking him when he was going to be back, saying that his injury was destroying their fantasy football lineups, and this kind of thing with these players being disrespected as human beings, having families, having lives, having all this stuff. It's building, and it's gotten to this point. It's not just a one-off. So I maybe I'm just me, but I think a lot of people are at the point where we just need something to change, because this is something that's been building for years, and it's only getting worse and worse and worse.
He's not going away. He's not going anywhere. If anything, we've just raised his presence.
Think of
by
this.
this.
Man said my balls are bigger than yours. Fuck.
That's not
It was
even
kind
the
of like
worst.
crazy.
That's not even the worst part, bro. The worst part is you have a young player at quarterback that's raw as shit and that's going to have problems in the NFL, whether you guys want to believe it or not. Trey Lance is not going to hit the ground running. He is going to have bumps. And if this guy is who you saying he is going to talk shit and get in this kid's head.
But he already did.
No, but he
hasn't. Really?
He hasn't done anything.
But Grant already came at Trey. Like, what was that, a day or two ago when that clip went viral with Trey shutting him down?
No, but
Grant already tried.
But
that's
there's
the
nothing
thing.
yet.
Like,
There's nothing yet. There's nothing until he goes and has a game where he lost the game because of Trey, and Trey comes to the damn podium, and now here comes
I'm not
Grant.
disagreeing with you, but I'm just saying that Trey has had a few starts already. Trey has had to deal all offseason with every social media member, from Rich Eisen and the podcasters and the actual networks, and everyone saying that he's a bust, that his arm is now not good enough. He's had to deal with everybody hating on him and saying that you have to hold on to Jimmy G to the last possible moment. They're comparing him now to Jordan Love and saying that he needs to be traded because the Niners got the pick wrong.
But it's different. It's different.
And I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is Javon isn't Trey and Trey isn't Javon. Like, Trey Lance soaked it up, took his medicine like George Kittle, and addressed the issue while still being professional.
No, but you're not listening to what I'm saying. You're not listening to what I'm saying. One, it's different because Trey wasn't starting. Okay, Trey wasn't Jimmy was the guy. Okay, now it's Trey's team, so that's completely different. That's one. Two, I'm not talking about Trey going off like Kinlaw went off. Trey can constantly be
Kinlaw didn't even go fucking off.
It's not about that. It's about when he goes home. It's about his mentalness. Whether he goes crazy on Grant or not, it doesn't matter. It's about him being affected on the field now because he's hearing all this bullshit by Grant or hearing all this chatter by Grant. You know what I'm saying? That he shouldn't need to be hearing. Like,
no, I
mental
understand
aspect of the NFL. People don't all this. Oh, you just got to be tough for that. No, there's a big mental spot in the NFL. Whether it's about getting over an injury, whether it's about, you're not as much stronger or faster than other players like you were in college, so you got to get over that hump, whether it's the playbook's bigger or everybody's more athletic, whether it's there's so many mental aspects to the NFL game that can be easily damaged, or you just had a bad week or a bad month, so now you're starting to doubt yourself. We had a cornerback by the name of Jonathan Banks. Okay, we also had another corner named oh my god, I can't think of his name right now. He went to my long story short, he went to my high school. He was my best friend's wife's best friend. Okay, he played for the Bucks. He told me that my head coach, Lovie Smith, messed up his confidence, and that's why he started doing bad. He was on the rise, but after Lovie Smith messed up his confidence, he never got his confidence back, and he was a bad corner. That stuff people don't understand, the mental aspect of the game.
No, we're used to that because that's what people said about Dante Pettis. That's what they said about Akilla Witherspoon. We're used to that kind of stuff.
No, you're talking about fans. I'm talking about the player.
No, I'm talking about our coach. Our coach would constantly have this doghouse that he would throw people into if certain players would screw up or drop a ball or miss a play, and he'd have this like love hate, support them, rip them kind of toxicity. That's why we were all worried about Brandon Ayuk last year, because that's how this season had started off, with Shanahan and Lynch and everybody else calling him out, and it took Brandon sitting him down in his office saying, "Okay, coach, tell me what you have an issue with me. I'm going to tell you what I have an issue with how you've been handling things, and we're going to address this and then put this to bed." And that took a special kind of player and a special kind of situation to address that. And I agree with you, because one of my favorite players, because I live in New Jersey, right? So even though I'm not a Giants fan, one of my favorite players was Jason Pierre-Paul, who used to be a Buccaneer. And I, to this day, still hate Adam Schefter for what he did. Adam Schefter became an infamous overnight sensation when he bought Jason Pierre-Paul's medical records and then leaked them online about him blowing up his hand to make a name for himself. I have major issues with someone like Adam Schefter or Grant Cohen, who just do not care about the damage they roll out in making a name for themselves.
Okay, solid point about it. But what were you gonna say, Carcast? You were sorry, everybody.
What's up, dude?
Oh, what's up? Yeah, and I just feel like people have to realize who the audience is. Who did Javon Kinlaw say that to? He said that to Grant Cohn. Grant Cohn is a Sports Illustrated journalist. That's his job. His job is to critique people, and the way Javon Kinlaw really handled that, his ego was just off the charts. If Javon Kinlaw was a bit more mature, because I see he deserves, I get why he's mad. Injuries are part of sports, and obviously he's been working out to get in the best shape of his life, right? But he's saying that to Grant Cohn. Grant Cohn's job, no matter what, even if it's injury, even if the player is unproven or if they're a bust, he has to put that out there, and he has to put out the content, right? That's his job. But if for example, if Javon Kinlaw is saying that to like someone that's, I don't know, if he's saying that to me, like if I was in Grant Cohn's position and he was saying that to me, I would understand why, because I'm not Grant Cohn. I'm not a sports journalist. I'm a 15-year-old guy that just loves talking football. So if Javon Kinlaw wants to come at me like that, I don't give an absolute shit what he says to me. But coming at a guy like Grant Cohn, that's a bit too far, and I think he crossed the line.
Like, Carcass, I don't really mean to cut you off, but like Kinlaw is different than Grant Cohn. Grant Cohn has a different demeanor. Kinlaw, basically, you have two different people. When I saw the whole thing again, he was like saying, "Hey, yo, why are you so mad? Why?" He was quiet, but Kinlaw just came at him, and kept saying, "You need to stop talking about the game."
He said, "Quit your job." Who are you to say that?
Again,
well, you said his job is to critique. It's saying somebody has 80-year-old knees. That's not critiquing, is it? That sounds like trash talking to me.
I know, like at the end of the
day, is Grant not speaking facts? He is.
But that's it's direct criticism, but was it out of line? Like he does have a right to criticize.
Carcass, to answer your question, critiquing and being an asshole is different. Now Grant Cohn was not an asshole, but the way he critiques, it's a little bit out of line. And what I mean a little bit, the word is a little bit. I'm not trying to, because there's some people here who really like Grant Cohn. Again, I don't want to have arguments with these people. The point is that when you criticize the player, you criticize the player, but don't get a little bit too personal. Don't get a little bit too personal. Like the misconception, Jimmy Garoppolo gets hurt on purpose. He gets hurt on purpose. That's taking a shot. That's personal. No player gets hurt on purpose. As an athlete, hell no. I don't like getting hurt. I got hurt so many times. So that is what I was saying on my channel. That's a little bit too, that Jimmy Garoppolo gets hurt on purpose. That's some of the things he said. Jimmy Garoppolo threw the ball on purpose to hurt George Kittle. That's not what happened. Jimmy threw a bad ball. So it's not that he did it. I'm going to get my tight end hurt, because both of these guys are good friends. That is that is just one good example. Now, I'm not going to go a million examples, but that's personal. Like, hey, I'm not trying to get hurt on purpose. I'm
In a way,
listening to you
Grant's
guys.
boosting up these people's confidence. He's really putting it out there.
So,
Well, let's just hope Kinlaw produces. I mean, that's the only thing I'm hoping for. But I know he's tired of the criticism a lot, dude. I get it, but I know it's kind of like you got to have a well-spoken moment. But you know what the problem is? If we were to stand up for something like that on a job field, we get fucking fired.
Like I said,
I
it's
would
the
get out of a
audience.
job if I did that to my boss.
And also, yeah, Carcass is right.
It's the audience who he's saying it to. I don't give a shit if he said that to me. I really don't.
Plus, also, like, if Javon Kinlaw, so if I was in Grant's shoes and Javon Kinlaw, number one, I am where I'm from. I'm gonna tell you, piece of asshole, what the fuck are you talking to me this way? Who the fuck are you? I won't talk to him that way, because the way Grant handled it, of course, like he was just quiet, or I don't know if he didn't know what to say. But any normal person, if they come at you like that face to face, and it's happened to me many times, it got me in trouble many times. But if someone talks to you that manner, it's like, dude, let me be unprofessional for 1 second. Yo, Kinlaw, I put the code in for you, and I let you come in here.
As fans?
So again, this was also Grant's fault for dropping in the code, because he knew that there was
because he got a super chat from Jesse Naylor saying Kinlaw's in the chat, the real Javon Kinlaw.
So it's like at the end of the day, like that's the reason why this situation.
But how is Grant didn't know what to expect when Kinlaw came on the stream?
Well,
Carcass, what do you do for a living?
That if he had a confrontation at practice and you're gonna bring him in, you're basically asking for the smoke. Just like
he's a kid, bro.
If you can't take the smoke, get the hell out of the room.
What'd you say about Kid?
No, you're a kid, bro. He was asking what he do for a living. I think he was asking you.
He's a living legend. That's what he does for a living.
Brother, I go to school and get straight A's.
So
that's not
at the end of the day, like to put a little bit of like some calm.
He's a young kid. I think he's like a 15 or 16-year-old content creator. Very knowledgeable kid. I mean, he's got a bright future.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, to put a little bit of calm perspective.
But
people who like Grant Cohen are not going to change their mind. People who hate Grant Cohen are not going to change their mind.
Bro, what did he say?
Basically, this is just
not hard at all to do
at this point.
Okay, let real talk. He was about to say something to Carcass. So
Carcass said he gets straight A's. I said that's not hard to do. How'd you feel about that?
Well, I'm just saying, man. Okay.
But how'd you feel about that?
I don't really care. I don't take that into account. Whatever I get, it's my personal stuff. I don't really.
I mean, you got straight A's. It's not easy to get straight A's.
I know it's not easy. That's why I'm putting it out there.
So now, imagine you doing something that's not easy to fucking do in high school. Then you did it in college. Now you're doing it at a professional level. And there's somebody that can't even do it for 2 series, and he wants to critique you and talk shit about what you're doing, and they have no athletic bone in their body.
You think I give a shit? They're boosting up my confidence even more.
There's no boosting of the confidence. Like you guys.
I know it's not boosting up the confidence, but it's influencing you to get. It's influencing you to become a better person. Yes, it is.
It's not influencing you to do nothing better.
Yes, it is.
What makes you think
that prove them wrong?
Listen.
Okay, but
I'm listening to you, man. I'm listening to you.
Hold on.
Okay, guys.
People act like Kinlaw has decided he doesn't want to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Like you guys gotta stop this. Like, oh, he just got to be better. Maybe he's just not better. Maybe the guys across the field are just better than him. Do you know how frustrating it is to be the best at something your whole life and then get to a certain level that you've been waiting to get to your whole life and find out you're no longer the best at it? And now you have people that can't even get to the second level of that critique you and act like you're just lazy. You just need to get pushed. You need to get. Now I'm talking shit to you, not even critiquing you, talking shit to you. So get better. If you got a problem with it, get better. If their whole life They feel like they're letting their mom down. They feel like they're letting their family down, and all these people that they've been doing this for to pay and them to live off of them. But no, this journalist guy's talking shit. So now I'm gonna stop being lazy, and now I'm gonna do better to prove him wrong.
Thank you. That's exactly it. That's the crux of the issue.
Not because I wanted to help my mom and my family.
Okay, guys.
Can we go one at a goddamn?
Okay, let's take a turn, guys. Okay, let's take a turn.
Can I add the Perez's point for you, right? He's got a point, right? Because KJA was in the chat just now saying that Grant Cohn is the reason that Mike McGlinchey improved his game last year. And that is bullshit. It is bullshit. Mike McGlinchey is the reason that he
You
improved
haven't even
his
seen Mike
game
McGlinchey
last
on
year.
the fucking field when he worked out, bro.
No, but if we watch the first 5 or 6 games last season, before he went down injured, he was a lot better than the year before. The year before, Grant Cohn was calling him McFloppy, and he was making diss videos about him and stuff like that. And then last year, Mike McGlinchey came out and he was bigger, he was stronger, his stance was better, right? And he was a much better player. And it weren't because of what Grant Cohn was saying. It was because, I just want to add to Perez's point, it's because McGlinchey didn't want to let the team down. He didn't want to let himself down. He didn't want to let his family down. There are other reasons for these players to come out firing rather than some stupid idiot with a microphone.
And did you guys not realize that during the interview, every time, like, he said, "Stop treating me like an animal," and he was like, and then Grant Cohn was like, "What? Like what?" And Kinlaw was like, "Don't worry about it." And when Grant Cohn was trying to ask him questions, Kinlaw was trying to defend himself. He just didn't answer it. Like he was.
Need to.
Yeah,
He doesn't. Oh, Grant, and
defending
he
himself.
answered.
He's hiding
He
something.
doesn't
Why
have
does
to explain anything like that,
stop
dude.
fucking with me? Stop fucking with me. He's not answering the goddamn question. He's trying to ignore it in a way. Did you guys not realize that? Did not click into your goddamn brains?
No, he didn't. He doesn't have to explain shit. He knows what he's done. He knows the shit that he said. That's all that matters.
Thank you.
You know what it is. Stop talking shit.
It gets annoying when they ask you the same question that's kind of like doesn't got no reply to it, and it comes to a certain extent. Maybe Kinlaw could have handled it differently, but if you're getting asked by this question over and over, and he keeps telling you, and you already explained to him, and he's already pissing you off, you're gonna get a different reaction out of it.
When did Kinlaw? When did Grant Cohn ask him that question and Kinlaw answered?
I think he's been asking him like so many times.
Doesn't need. Who
Do
is he?
you have a specific example?
He doesn't need to.
Carcass.
Plain and simple. You guys got to stop acting like this. You guys really want to be a part of the team so bad that you think that you're affecting the team. You're not. You're not making players better. You're not. The only thing you're doing is causing toxicity in the situation. You're not helping nobody. No one is going out there and trying to get a contract or trying to get better to prove you wrong. No one gives a shit. They barely found out about you when they got professional.
Man.
Like why would they care? Y'all gotta stop that.
Also, I want to say, Grant Cohn was criticizing Armstead, right? And Armstead, was terrible all last season until they moved him inside. So tell me how Grant Cohn influenced the 49ers to move Armstead inside to make him a better player. Can somebody do that for me, please?
Well, his natural position was deep tackle, but okay.
Position. I don't know why they put him in defensive end. Come on. Like, even I did not play college or pro, but when you're a natural nose tackle or a defensive tackle, you're a defensive tackle. Hey, Chris Kasurek, you're supposed to be. You put him in defensive end. Anyway, Carcast. Let me ask you a question.
Bro, I'm entitled to my opinion. You can tell me whatever you want. Go ahead.
You are entitled to your opinion.
Hey, Carcast, I want to say, man, you have balls today, man. So shout out to you. But hey, Carcast, at the end of the day,
bullshit, KJ, you fuck off.
Hey, Carcast, at the end of the day, Kinlaw said, give me the code. Let me hop on and talk to you. He hopped in there. So basically, at the end of the day, I don't know if he was at a right state of mind. Grant Cohn is Grant Cohn. Grant Cohn, his job is this. His job is not the coach. His job is not the coordinator. He's not the owner. He's a writer. His job is to write. And even if the stuff is stupid, idiotic, and makes no sense, he still gets paid. but he does not make any.
Exactly. Oh my
And
god.
he does not make any choices. Kyle is the head coach, and what he chooses to do, even if it's the dumbest thing to do, he's the coach. So if he says Jimmy's on the team next season, all the fan base is gonna burn down something because they're gonna be really pissed off. But he is the coach. So
And it's not even only a football
but Grant,
standpoint. It's a
but
It's his
listen,
personality. Why are you coming on someone's live stream with over 40K subscribers and coming freaking eating mashed fucking potatoes in your mouth and freaking was trying to be professional? Like, what a bad look for you guys' organization. What are you doing, bro? It's not even in a football standpoint.
Hey,
What are you
like
doing?
Hey, Karkin, I like
Oh
you. You're
my
a good
God.
dude, but you are making the situation a little bit way worse than it is.
Bro, I'm not making the situation worse. I'm just saying what I feel.
He's got a point. He has got a point.
Just like in
He's
my
got a point.
channel,
He's sort of right. I agree with him there.
I disagree in your viewpoint.
I don't disagree with it all. Some of what he was saying.
You guys can disagree. I really don't give an absolute
Yeah,
fuck.
we'll all agree to disagree, but hey,
we all agree to disagree.
Yeah.
we all agree to disagree, but hey, I'm going to end this in 5 minutes. But I just, it's a good thing going, but my phone's getting pretty damn low on the battery, so it was a good stream, good debate. But I'm going to give you guys the intro. I'm going to give you guys your little solo, especially Real Talk Perez. Even though some of you guys don't like that, Bucks fam, go check out my dude.
I like him. He put out a lot of
put a
good
solo,
stuff.
bro.
Real Talk Perez, everything. Twitter, YouTube, whatever. I don't do Instagram. It's pretty much Twitter and YouTube. Anyways, listen, basically, he can say whatever he wants to say. That's Grant's prerogative. He's basically a parasite. If he doesn't have a player to leech himself onto and critique, he doesn't have a job. That he can't live. That's definition of a parasite. So Kinlaw doesn't need to act professional with him, doesn't need to do whatever. He can write whatever he wants to write. Every action, there's a reaction, and he can't be mad at what happens when he does and says the things he says. Can't be mad about it.
He won't be fucking mad.
He seemed upset, but Kinlaw
He seemed upset during that interview?
He did exactly what he could do. He didn't punch the guy. He moved his hat, threw his hat out the way, chest bumped him. He did exactly. It's like he knew exactly the line that he couldn't cross.
Grant is too freaking professional to do that type of shit.
Yeah, it's kind of like immature, but hey, I'm going to give the solo to John Jay so he can say what he's got to say, and then I'm going to end it in a little bit, and I'll give you your solo CarCast and Gavin.
All right, CG, it's always great hopping on, man. It's always good to have this great dialogue. I will say this: I don't hate Grant. He's not my cup of tea. It's not my cup of Joe. He has a voice. He's allowed to have a voice, even if I disagree with it, because that's what YouTube is about: is to talk to people that have the same values as you. But there's also other great content like CG Ruthless that gives you the floor and express your opinions. And also my channel. Again, check out 49ers Ultimate Reports. I just talk news. I talk, and if I got some very strong opinions, I'll give it to you. If you want to have your voice heard on my channel, you can also do that. At the end of the day, Kinlaw and Grant Cohen, great entertainment for all of us. I think we can all agree. Whatever your opinions are, it was great entertainment. So thanks, CG, for having me on, and everyone else in the panel.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, I'll give you the solo CarCast. You say what you gotta say.
Yep, one more time, CG. Thanks for having me on, man. This was great dialogue, great debate. When I got in, I was going back and forth. But, man, yeah, I just wanted to quickly get that out here. Grant took it like a champ. And, see, I'm not going to call myself a Grant Cohen fan. I'll just say I like Grant Cohen, okay? I'm not the biggest fan. I agree and disagree with some of his takes and his opinions. But if you listen to the guy and sit down and actually go in depth and dig into what he says, he speaks his mind and he kind of speaks facts, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Some things, obviously, his prerogative is really negative, this and that. But when you actually listen to him, sit down and listen to this guy, Grant Cohn, he knows what he's saying, man. And obviously, he's really well known all around. But, I just feel like my 2 cents on it is Who's your audience, Javon Kinlaw? Who are you interviewing? You're being interviewed by Grant freaking Cohen. I don't know what you're saying by saying quit your job. I understand this is your job, but go a different. How is he supposed to go a different way? This is his job. A job is a set standard. So I don't know where Javon Kinlaw is coming from, and just for a 24-year-old defensive tackle that's gone through so much in college and now coming to NFL and having so many lingering injuries, like this is not a good look for the 49ers organization as a whole or yourself. Like, it's unacceptable to me. But CG, I appreciate you for having me on once again. But quickly, if you haven't checked out my YouTube channel already, it's CarCast. You can just put that in the YouTube search bar. It'll be the second one to pop up because somebody else has the same name as me apparently. So my YouTube channel is CarCast. It's just my profile picture, so you can find me there pretty easily. I'm usually active on Twitter. I have an Instagram, but I'm not really active on Instagram as much as Twitter and YouTube. But go subscribe to my channel. I think I'm about 12 subscribers from 200. 200 won't come any sooner. So go subscribe to my channel. I put out news, rumors, latest 49ers news, just like this one. So I might upload a video on this and give my 2 cents. But go subscribe to my channel and go follow me on Twitter as well. Thanks, CG, for letting me have the floor.
Okay, no problem. Okay, Gavin, you're solo, and then Melissa, and that's it.
First. Give it to Melissa. I want to end it on a positive. I've got a positive to end on, so give it to Melissa.
Oh, give it to Melissa? Okay, all right. I'll give it to Melissa because I'm about to end this. I have to get ready for work.
All right. I just wanted to say I'm grateful for people for CG that give people the platform to speak their mind and are comfortable with agreeing to disagree. And I think that you can have debates without it getting personal. So for the little bit of the chat that I saw, I don't care if you agree with me. I don't care if you have an issue with a woman speaking with men about the NFL. But when you talk about women where they have to be on their period or they're in their feelings or they don't know what the NFL is, or if they're making up stuff that they don't know what they're talking about, that's beyond disrespectful. And I believe that when we came on here, that was the crux of what we were going to talk about. Something that happened, whatever you felt about it, you came about it in a professional manner, and to attack someone is the way you are doing it is very disagreeable. So I think CG, I think the panel, I had a lot of fun, but please stop attacking people just because you don't like what they say. There's a line and you crossed it.
Okay, well said. All right, then I'll give it to Gavin, and we're going to end it.
Right, guys, right, I'm on Twitter. I am Niner McGregor. That's N-I-N-E-R McGregor. Like, if you want to follow me, follow me. If you don't, I don't give a fuck, to be honest. Like, love me or hate me, I couldn't give a shit. Call me a fucking leprechaun, I could not give a fucking damn. What matters is we're all fucking faithful, right? We're all fucking here for the same reason. Bob Perez, right? Yeah, no offense, Perez. Like, but we're all here because we love the same fucking team, right? Yeah, and I want to end this, right? Yeah, with one thing, right? We all want to see Kyle Juszczyk as a fucking captain on the 49ers, right? So everybody just needs to go on social media right now, right? And just tweet right now, Captain Juice. What? No, you don't want to see him as. Why wouldn't you want to see him as a captain?
Juice is overrated.
I don't like Kyle Juszczyk. I'm sorry.
He's obviously the best candidate in the running back room. He is, like, do you mean, right? And yeah, so if you agree with it, do you mean that or disagree with it? I don't. I mean, that's your opinion, and you're entitled to your opinion, just like I'm entitled to mine. Right? I think the Kyle Juszczyk should be a captain on the team because he's an inspirational player, and people will run through a wall for him. Right? So let's get that positivity going, right? Yeah. The quest for quest for 6 is on, boys. Right? Yeah. Let's get this quest for 6 over and let's make it the quest for 7. Let's fucking go, faithful. It's faithful all fucking day. Yeah.
Okay, but all seriously, we had a good debate, and I appreciate you being on Real Talk Perez. It's the first time you've been on my stream.
It was a pleasure.
Maybe we'll probably work something out down the line when, if you have some free time, we'll definitely debate about your Bucks down the road.
No problem.
All right, I'm going to end it, guys. So have a good day. As always, CG Weekly Sports and everybody else from the panel is out, and catch y'all later.